Hello and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing amazing today. We've got a collective reading. This is for Divine Feminine, calling all Divine Feminines to the reading. I'm excited to do this one. This is such a beautiful, beautiful message to deliver. Now, earlier, I was just really thinking of, what makes you a Divine Feminine? And for a lot of you, coming into your spiritual awakening or your realization and coming into your divinity is not only your connection with your higher source, but also the fact of realizing that we are all here to help one another. Even if you don't want to, regardless of that, you are here to help fix the crown of others, to show them the light, to show them the way to be in life. So this is what this reading's all about. It's all about you and your elevation. And of course, you're about to be very successful because of a lot of these realizations. So go ahead and like the video, send that energy out into the universe, and let's hop right into it. So beautiful. We've got you are not for everyone. And that's it, Divine Feminine, coming into that realization. You can always extend your light out to everyone, but not necessarily everyone's going to be into the way that you are, your energy, your aura, your vibe. But that's okay. Embrace that weirdness and face it. And, the way that you can stand in your own uniqueness, that is what makes you you anyways. Perspective. So it's all about changing your perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out and see the common ground. Absolutely. So right now you're being asked to really just look at the bigger perspective of everything going on, because in reality, what it comes down to is you are here to teach other people. You're not just here to live life for yourself. You're really here to inspire others. And especially if you resonate with the term Divine Feminine, if you don't, then that's okay. Not everyone starts out on their divine path, but ultimately it's the way you choose to live your life and the way you choose to be every day. That choice is on you. Every day is a new day. Every day is a day for change. So the C's of Mintaka, beautiful, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. So right now it's like you want to step up into this success. You've got to be a leader. You've got to be okay with showing others the way as well. And it's like, even if you don't necessarily feel like it's something you want to do, this is a part of divinity. A part of being a Divine Feminine is helping those you would prefer to ignore. So the whole idea of this reading is, honestly, these days there are too many feminines against feminines, stuff like this, copycats, stalkers, all this. Why don't we just join together? I mean, truly, that's the part of being a Divine Feminine. You are a natural born leader. You are here to lead others and you are here to guide others. Now you're here to also take on that responsibility of helping fix the crowns of those you would prefer not to. And I truly just love, love, love this message that we're about to deliver. And if you don't resonate with wanting to help others, wanting to be kind to other feminines, even if they are karmic to you, even if they took your man or they took your best friend, being a role of a true Divine Feminine is about helping everyone, helping those you prefer to ignore. And even if it's just from your own personal capacity, of course, you do not need to go extend your energy where it may be misjudged or misplaced, or there are certain people that you need to keep your boundaries from. But in the same sense, it's like when you walk by a stranger on the street, are you going to ignore them? Are you going to be rude? Or are you truly a Divine Feminine that would say hello to an elderly person or someone that said hello to you on the street? How do you live your vibe in your day-to-day life, right? Hello, welcome everyone just joining in. This is going to be a live reading, so go ahead and like the video, share the message, and definitely leave a comment in the chats right now if you resonate. But honestly, we're all here to support each other. Girl gang. Like, it's literally about girl power. There's too many, feminines hating on feminines. And if you resonate with the Divine Feminine, oh, you've had your fair share of haters because you're too pretty, because you're too nice, because you're too energetic. However that resonates for you, you know your story, because lots of masculines want you, because you're successful, because you're connected with Source. You have so many different things that others could look at you and say, and get jealous over. But the difference in being a divine feminine to just being a feminine or a karmic is accepting that and owning up to that. And if anything, it's like not allowing those people to really get in the way of that beautiful energy that you put out into the world. And if anything, helping them see where they're coming from, what they're trying to do. It's like, even if you have karmics or feminines that try to block your growth, let's just think about it for a second. Feminine to feminine. No feminine should be trying to block another feminine from succeeding in their dreams. Let's just get that fact straight right here. If you resonate with this channel, it is all about everyone succeeding. It's all about lifting each other up. And ultimately, anyone who wants to bring anyone else down, this is not the vibration on this channel, nor should it be in the collective of spirituality. Like, this is a fact. We need to all band together if we want to make serious movement in the world, if we truly want to lessen karmic energy and rise up in divinity and spirituality and understanding. It starts with us. It starts with us as a collective, and it starts with you, Divine Feminine, from inspiring and teaching those around you who are directly around you, from your family to your friends, your co-workers, people who are your haters, your self-made enemies. You show them what is an enemy. You know, personally to me, I don't have a single enemy in my life. Anyone who has done me wrong, I send them healing and light, and I forgive them. There should be no such thing as an enemy. Look at Jesus, for example. Jesus literally died for our sins. Now, I'm not going to get super spiritual for those that don't want to hear it, but think about that. If he could so selflessly give his life for what he believed in, and he still went through what he did, we need to forgive others. We need to forgive others for what they do not know. And if you can't find room in your heart to forgive others or inspire others, and you find yourself someone who would rather block someone in their dreams, in their passions, in their aspirations, then you need to consider what role you're playing. Are you playing the role of a divine feminine, or a feminine, or even a karmic in that sense? So yeah, let's get this video shared. I'm not sure why anyone would want to block this beautiful message, but that just goes to show this is the energy that needs to be changed in the world. Like, seriously, star bathing, connecting together, community, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. So anyone or anything that has tried to make you look a certain way or portray you a certain way, Divine Feminine, you are shown for who you truly are. You're the truth. You stand in what you know, and you also uplift others that constantly try to attack you, bring you down. That's what you're here for. And you know, it's funny because it's like peace is a choice. Every day you wake up and you decide, do you want to let your past affect you, or do you want to positively move forward? A Divine Feminine knows that you need to forgive and let go of the past. If you hold on to any grudges, even with your masculine, even if you're in a separation from a masculine or a karmic family member, or however it resonates for you, collective, if you do not allow yourself to let go and be that natural born leader you're meant to be, you're holding not only you back, but the whole group of people that you are meant to inspire in this lifetime. Think about that for a second. You're not only holding you back, but everything that was planned for you to teach others. As a divine being, you have more responsibility than just yourself. Living in the light, choosing to make that choice consciously, it's not just saying it. It's from every single person you meet, or even those that frustrate you. You're going to have so many people come up against your spirituality and oppose you for your beliefs or your standings, or wanting to be someone who is very much so kind and loving towards others. You're going to have those people of the darkness constantly trying to be jealous, send petty attacks, block you from your success, block you from your achievements. But if you are Divine Feminine, you were put here by divine to be a leader, to not back down to those that would try and block you or stop you, to rise up and to show them to band together There is enough hate in this world. This world needs to be brought together in a loving, peaceful way. And guess what? If you're a feminine watching this, think for a second. Do you have enemies right now? Because you shouldn't. If they're feminines and you got feminine energies that you are hating on, let it go. Think about that. We've got enough equality issues in the world for feminines. Why are we hating on each other? I am so honored to deliver this message today because honestly, it was just such a beautiful channel message that it was more so just my thoughts and my connection with spirit today and my prayer. And you know what? It's just like, yeah, this is what sets you apart. This is what makes you a divine feminine, a natural born leader, and what makes you destined for success. When enemies throw attacks and you stand back and you let them see for what they did. Because a lot of them not know what they do when they try and attack a divine feminine or even a masculine. Someone highly connected to source is very protected. And the more that those enemies or self-made enemies, karmics, try and attack you, the more that is just returned to sender, and the more you will rise in your success, your abundance, your knowing, and your birthright. Now let's look at it this way, for example. Child of the cosmos, you've been someone who, for most of you, have been connected with the universe, signs, synchronicities, your spirit team for your entire life. This isn't something you recently awakened into, and for some of you, it may be. You may have recently had your spiritual awakening due to traumatic events. But resonating with being a true leader or divine feminine, divine being, you've been bullied your whole life. You've been attacked for no reason your whole life. For being you, for deciding to stand up in what you believe in, to stand up for those rights of others that may not stand up for themselves. You may be huge into animal rights as well. You could be someone that's very much so into protecting wildlife. Beautiful. I just get that kind of vibe from you. However, you may protest. You may have different things you're very passionate about. But whatever you do, you're a natural born leader. And it's time for you to really step up into that light. And it's like, if you got some feminines that are hating on you, because for a lot of you collective, that was a message going on for a bit. A group of up to, a few feminines, maybe misjudging you, not understanding who you are, doing anything they could to block you from shining, from being you. The truth is about to be revealed, because here you stand alone, a leader, a lone wolf, while they band together against you, and God has you still shining in the light against the darkness. And you know what you're meant to teach those? Why are those feminines hating on you? Well, because you possess the qualities that they lack. They refuse to allow themselves to be genuine born leaders like you do. Instead, they band together in negative banter, slander, gossip, and trying to block you, a divine person, from your path. So this reading's for you, and you are a natural born leader. If you resonate with that, if you know your whole life you've had people that have bullied you, girl groups attack you, or even just family members that were feminine that truly just disliked you. Could have been based on your looks, the way you talked, the way you handled yourself spiritually, the way you had possibly more masculines than, say, your cousin or your sister did. I mean, however it resonates for you, you got haters. And meanwhile, divine feminine, I see you in an energy that you do not hate those around you whatsoever. And this is why they continue to watch you elevate. And the more they try and block and stop, the more they take away their own blessings. And for a lot of you, you are here to teach them karma, teach them to right their wrongs. Because like I said, a few people may be born divine right off the hop, but for the most part, a lot of us learn it. You learn it through growth and spiritual lessons. You come into your divinity through your spiritual growth. And it's almost like you earn that title through divine. That's only something that really technically divine could say, that you have that title. But think about it. You could have been someone who was bullied really young for being someone who believed in church or spirituality. You stood up against that test, your test in your faith or your beliefs, however that may resonate for you. and you have earned your divine feminine title. For others of you, you earned that going through a very difficult ending with the divine masculine. That could have also been your story, realizing that it's all about self-love and even forgiving someone that you possibly could have thought you would have never had the capacity to forgive. That's also stepping into your divinity. If you had a masculine that really betrayed you, slandered you, left you out in the cold, could have lied on you, and even for some of you, could have even tried to get you caught up. Things that didn't involve you. Different things like this. However it resonated for you, just realize the fact of the matter is, everyone is about to see who you truly are. Because it can take as many of them, and especially if they're feminines. I mean, y'all, I hope everyone right here in the chat, you leave a comment, you say, I love all feminines. Because it doesn't matter if they are hater or not, you send them love and healing. Or how else are we ever going to change this world? Truly. We're going to stay in the same low vibration, sending each other secret hate attacks and getting mad at someone because they've got the clothing or the nails that you would prefer you had. That's not what life's about, loves. That is not being in a divine energy. And you know, it's funny because this is such an important message, and I've got someone that keeps trying to block the reading. And I should have turned the comments off, but I didn't because my collective's been growing and people have been really responding well to this. But it shows that there are feminines that disagree with this message getting out right now. And this is exactly why I'm doing the message. As feminine to feminine, we get enough misogyny bullshit from men. Why would you ever want to hate from female to female? Why would you ever want to block a sister, a cousin, a best friend, a mother from having success? You know, there was a time, what was it, 100 years ago, 50 years ago, women couldn't even work. How are we hating on each other for each other's successes? Think about that just for a moment. There was a time that we could only do everything below men. We could only be housewives. We couldn't work. We couldn't have careers. We couldn't have dreams. And we most certainly couldn't have had a voice in the world. Things are changing now. I saw something so beautiful today that I really wanted to put out there. It was the U.S. Senate first ever female black woman on the council. Now what? That should have happened a long time ago, but congratulations to her. That is absolutely beautiful, and that's a huge achievement for women alone. It's like, women, we need to empower each other right now. To all these in the community, whether you are a light worker, whether you are a healer, whether you are just someone spiritual who loves to watch tarot, we need to empower each other, and it starts with us. If we don't put out that light and positivity towards other women, then constantly it's going to be a vicious cycle of hate. I'm sick of seeing other females dog out other females, bring down other females. It's just not a vibe. If you resonate with light worker, earth angel, then you aren't about hating on the females. Even if some girl took your man, you shouldn't hate on her. Was it her fault? No, it was your man's fault. And you know what? Not everyone stands in that. Everyone has to learn that lesson at some point in their life. Oh, thank you so much, love. But straight up, this is what it's about. And you know, I saw that in the news today. I just thought it was such a beautiful movement in history. And it's like, okay, feminines, this is the right vibe. Now, why are we hating on each other? Like, man, sometimes, you know, it's like when you're in high school, the catty drama in high school, or when you outgrow your friend group, sometimes you'll always have a group of girls that are hating on you, misunderstanding you. And this is it. I mean, personally, if you are divine feminine, you know, you can stand alone. You don't need anyone to back you except for divine. But all I gotta say is, it's like, if we don't start supporting each other, how the heck do we expect men to respect us? First of all, we need to change as a collective of women. I mean, man, I never thought I would get right into women's rights here, but this is what it's about. Ladies, respect thy neighbor, respect thy hater, and respect thy enemy, because they not know what they do. If you resonate with being a divine feminine, you are aware of the energy you carry, and you are aware that you have a responsibility to spread that light and uphold that positive vibe no matter what is thrown your way. And that's what it's about. And I'm really glad this is resonating for you. Hello, welcome back, Taisha. And we've got a few new ones in the chat. Yeah, ladies, this is all about us. It's like, even just seeing that there was no one tuned in, it's like I got some haters trying to block the reading. That's cool. But this message is still getting out because it's not about hate anymore, ladies. It's about let's respect each other. Let's uplift each other. Like I said, you remember like what? A lot of us weren't around for it, but if anyone happens to be that was around in that time, leave it in the chats, because there was a time when women couldn't even work. We couldn't even vote. We couldn't do anything. And so now just to see that women hate on each other for silly stuff like an unavailable man, or, I mean, let's think about it. Most of these men are unavailable and ghost us, and then you're fighting the other woman for them. How is that right? And ladies, you can't say you haven't been there, because we've all been there at some point in our life, right? Probably for a lot of you a few years back. Definitely if you've been in your divine feminine position for a bit now, but hey, to each their own. It happens to everyone. But this whole message is, it's just like, especially if you're a light worker, a starseed, or even a fellow reader tuning into my channel, let's support each other. That's what it's about. We are all here as a divine collective chosen by divine to spread our positive messages, not to stop each other. You know, and even like now, it's just like, who cares about any copycats or stalkers? They know not what they do. This is all what it's about. You know which energy you hold, and you know that you're not responsible for anyone else. But the energy that you bring to people and the way that you handle yourself back to people, that's what shows who you are as a person and really makes them realize and maybe reevaluate how they treat you. So let's get into the tarot, loves. That was like, woo! I love it. But yeah, I mean, you know, I just do the love messages for you guys, but let me know if this is the type of stuff you love too. I really just do the download. Whatever I get a download from, okay. Like, it's so funny. Sometimes I'll be doing something totally not related, and then it's like, nope, you gotta download, you gotta run over and just do it. So I really hope you guys can just feel uplifted by this message, and just know, if you've had a group of women hating on you, this is the way to show them. I mean, honestly, like, who are they hating on? Themselves? Because what do they say? The way you handle people is a direct reflection of you. So if you got a group of ladies attacking you, targeting you for being of the light, for being someone tremendously outstanding, wanting to lead others, you were put here for that position because of those qualities you possess. And that is possibly as well why people go against you when it comes to that, you know? And you just got to understand that. The more you step into your light, the more you are going to be tried to be pulled back. So, wow, this is actually a love message. So that is not going in there. We're not at a point for a love message right now, guys. But it said we make such an amazing team. Others notice. So maybe you have someone in your life right now that really balances you out. And hey, you know what? That could even be a feminine. Since this is about feminines, you could have a best friend who is feminine, who truly does support you. And people notice this. If you got a girl group right now, a group of girls you truly do vibe with, amen. Like, let's get this going. I mean, some people are more introverted. Others are more outgoing. It depends. But even as a collective, it starts with us. You know how, like, even you'll see people in your neighborhood that hate on you just because you have your hair a certain way, or possibly because, I'm not sure, some people could take the bus. Maybe you got the nice car on the street, so everyone's upset with you. However it resonates for you, collective, you know, there's always going to be someone that maybe gives you the wrong look, or you've got tattoos or something that they want that you have, usually is how it is. But instead of giving them that negativity back, just respond with beautiful, sincere kindness. Thank you. I appreciate that vibe so much. Or if you notice someone staring on you or hating you, say hello to them. Throw them right off. Literally throw them right off. Welcome, Amy. Well, that's all good, hon. We're just having a beautiful chat talking about, as a collective, if you're in the divine feminine role, it is time for us to empower each other. No more hating on each other, bringing each other down. I mean, what is that vibe even about? If you have a group of feminines that are attacking you, I mean, especially too if they consider themselves to be spiritually inclined, consider that, possibly. Because if you truly are connected to your source and feeling the role of a divine feminine, you cannot call yourself a divine feminine if you're running around hating on this girl and that girl and that girl and that girl. And that's all I got to say. And a lot of you collective know this. So this message is about you. We're going to get right into this. So angel message, let's go. Go ahead and like the video if you resonate with wanting to see, you know, more feminines get along. It's like, I'm not saying you have to be best friends. You don't have to be like, that's my best friend, like driving the car with them. But you can at least be okay with feminines. You know, the ones that hate on you, say hello to them. When you walk by them next time, you know, a group of women are talking about you, say in the workplace. You know, everyone works a job. Maybe it's when you're younger in high school, you work a fast food job or something like this. However it resonates. You always got that group of people to talk about you, walk by them. Next time you see it, you know, instead of kind of being upset or feeling like misunderstood, because especially if you resonate with being an empathic person, a starseed, a light worker, you know, we get shit on a lot. People look at you like, who do you think you are, all being happy dory all the time? Like, and they try to knock you down for size. They don't want you to be happy all the time. But that's what we're here to do. You know, for me, how I talk to you guys, this is just me generally. And every time people will meet me at first, they'd be like, are you seriously this happy, bubbly person all the time? And then once you get to know me, yeah, I am. Because you know what? You can go through stuff in life, and no one has perfect days. But the energy you put out, even if you don't get that energy back, it just keep vibrating in that energy collective. One day we're going to make a difference and people are going to see life's too short to be cranky, to be controlling, to be power hungry. I'm so sick of seeing feminines trying to outshine other feminines and take away from their shine because they think they deserve it more or wherever that could be. No, even if the girl's your enemy, say, yeah, that girl is succeeding. I am so proud of her. Yes, do it for women. Like I said, you know, it wasn't too long ago. We didn't have much rights as women. So now that we do, all of a sudden we think we're better than each other. That's not the vibe to be in. And especially to women, we play such an important role in the world. A lot of you are already mothers. And if you're not, it's going to be something you will be. Think about that. Do you want your kids to be hated on? And do you want to put out that energy to someone that you know is also going to be a mother someday? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing too. Even people could hate on people you knew from high school or recently. Oh, they got married before you. Oh, they got the more good looking husband. Or, I mean, the most common thing is women dealing with men who don't commit and then all hating on each other for the same man who didn't commit to any of them and actually played games with every one of them. So I didn't expect that part to come out of the message, but think about it. That's the most common dilemma reason why women hate on each other, or if another woman is more successful than the other. If someone who is a feminine sees a divine feminine, you know, usually that's right away, right? But what are you here as a divine feminine to do? You're here to inspire and to teach them how to be a divine feminine too. So it all starts with us. And if you truly resonate with being a divine feminine, you're not out here sending spiritual attacks. You're not out here trying to block someone's business, block someone's success. And you sure as heck aren't out here bullying them, gang stalking them, or hating on them in any kind of way. And if you don't resonate with that and you've done any of those things in the last couple days, couple weeks, then you got to sit down and think with divine, how do you get yourself back to being a divine feminine? Because that's not it. And I really hope everyone can resonate with that, because that's it. I mean, truly. And it starts with us, because if we don't put out the best version of ourselves, what do we expect the next generations to be like? Do we want our kids growing up to be even worse? Women hating on women? And I mean, I don't understand how a world like that could work. And if you resonate with being an empath, that thought is just scary. the thought of women being worse to each other, because definitely there can come a day, ladies, where we're going to run all the governments. You know? I mean, I don't know for sure, but definitely there could be a woman president soon. So this is it. It's like it comes down to we need to set out that positive energy as a collective. And the way we mistreat each other, that's what sets the precedent for men. You don't think men don't see two women fighting over them and they don't love it? Ladies, just like women, men and women both alike love attention. You want to be felt like you want to be needed from a person. So men are going to eat that up, seeing two women or more fight for their attention. And ladies, it starts with us. We're the ones who look silly having 4 more people, women, fighting over a man who doesn't even want you. Just wanted to get in all the beds of everyone. Or, you know, getting all the wallets of everyone. This is the thing too. So many divine feminines are rising up. If you're a divine feminine, you've dealt with a karmic masculine. Absolutely. There are certain karmic masculines who only deal with divine feminines. This is something I've recently learned. So think about it as they're evolving to figure out things. Why aren't we? Because it starts with us. We got to come together and we really got to lift each other up. Because do you want karmic men outsmarting a couple divine feminines to think they're the twin and then you figure out it's actually a karmic? Definitely leave a comment if you resonate with that, because you know, that's a big part of your spiritual awakening too, for a lot of you dealing with a false twin or a divine masculine who you had to part from because they weren't acting in their divine right. They were being low vibrational. And like I said, for some of you ladies, you probably all been there fighting over the one who won't commit to anyone. But meanwhile, they're karmic and they're wrangling in all these divine feminines. They're getting smarter by the day, these masculines, and some of them treat women so terribly. Not all masculines, there's quite a few chivalrous out there still, romantic ones, but some of them, right, just complete users, just want you for your wallet or for what you can give to them, an opportunity, what energy you bring to them, and then they're out. So what are we doing in the sidelines, fighting, bickering, when meanwhile, we're the ones raising the children. We're the ones setting up for the next generation. And we're literally letting the men rule us again in a different way than they once did. I mean, think about that. I really never thought this reading was going to go this way, but it's so true. It's like, I got nothing against men. Absolutely not. There are some amazing men out there. But I'm saying as us ladies, as a collective, all of us have been in that spot where you are upset with another feminine over something they have or a man they have that you want. Think about that. Why are we letting those things happen? We all got to like stick together and realize too, truly, that like, if that man wasn't with you and there was someone else, that is divine protection for you. That rejection, that's going to set you up with who you're supposed to be with. If that person has a job that you wish you had, that's their life purpose. That's not yours. What's your life purpose? There's so many different answers than hating on each other, than assuming it's the woman's fault or, oh, it's that girl's fault that me and him aren't together. You know, even blaming karmics. I mean, think about it, right? Like, everyone has been there. You could say if you had a man taken from you or a partner in general, say you like women, however it goes for you, no judgments on this channel. But say you had a man particular, say, taken from you by a feminine. First reaction would be to be upset with the feminine. But once you come into that divine feminine energy and you actually realize, wait a minute, it was never the feminine's fault, because that divine masculine or karmic masculine could have said the same stories that they did to you, to that person, to win that person and put you both in that limbo. And look at that. That's why those men sometimes, or other partners, are karmics, because they can have multiple divine feminines waking up, fighting over a masculine. But like I said, if you're sitting there hating on another feminine because you think she took your man, or hating another feminine because she's doing something you want to do with your life, instead of hating, join together. What can you learn from that person? What can they teach you? Can you two be friends? If you can't be friends, say, wow, you know what? As much as I'm not a big fan of that person, They do inspire me, and I do respect them as a woman, and now I'm going to go do me. That is what a divine feminine is about. And if you're a leader, you're already doing that, and you're already the one starting to teach these other feminines around you, or just your community in general, that this is what it's about. It's about respecting each other. It's about literally uplifting each other. Sorry, hun, we don't talk about that on this channel. This channel is definitely about earth angels, nothing to do with any dark stuff. So please take that out of the chat. And like I said, it's like, even just bringing that up, it's like that kind of stuff is the stuff that needs to go. You don't ever see me talking on the readings about people sending, and even if you feel like someone was sending you a black magic attack, it's not going to be part of my readings. No. Because if you're standing in true divine energy, especially divine feminine, since this is the reading we're doing, you're highly protected. You're not worried about dark stuff like that. Please just keep that out of my chat. Thank you so much. I think you might want to check out another reader, but thanks so much for tuning in. Take care. Now, back to what we're saying, because this is what I'm saying. Because this is a very important message, and it doesn't matter anything or anyone wants to try and get in the middle of it. Feminines, let's stick together. This is what this is about. The more you hate on each other, the more you try and block each other from succeeding. What are you really doing in your life except for being a hater? For real. And you're wasting your own energy and your time hating on someone else. Now, I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about the people that are hating on you. That's what they're doing. They're giving you energy. And ultimately, they're giving you blessings. If divine sees that you are truly just trying to teach people to see the light, to be a better person, to actually, instead of just saying that they're peaceful and kind to others, to truly standing in that. Think about the person that's hurt you the most that's a feminine. If you have any hate in your heart for them right now, then you are not standing in divine feminine energy. And that's a heavy thing for someone to maybe take in right now, but that's the truth. Even someone who has done you so wrong, whether it be a family member, a friend, screwing you over, even someone at work. Sometimes people do nasty things, feminines to feminines, because they want that position. They want that promotion versus you. They want that full-time spot. Think about it. The fact that people do stuff like that, if you are the person that doesn't, you're always going to be on top. You're always going to succeed. And you know why? Because you're meant to show others. You don't climb your way to the top by hating and blocking. And it's like, ladies, like, we get enough hate. We get enough hate, especially for being so unique and individual these days, for wanting to be authentic and true. And, men even hating on different sizes or different ways you look. I mean, why are we hating on each other for that? That's all I gotta say. We should love each other no matter what you look like, no matter who you are. If you're feminine, you should literally be able to walk down the street and say hello to another feminine. And that's just the way it is. And this is what, this needs to change. And I really hope if you resonate with this video, share this message, like the video, and definitely drop a comment how, in a way, right now in the chat, you've been affected by a woman when you wanted to show them better. You know what I mean? Show them the way. Have you had that experience recently? I guarantee every one of you has. And especially if you resonate with being a light worker. Absolutely, you're going to get attacked the worst because people don't want to see you stand in that light. But the thing that really irks me is it's just we need to all band together. So I'm going to get a few cards. And forgiveness is key. If you still have a few feminines that you have a grudge for in some way or another, then before you go put that crown on your head, you got to realize you're not able to do it for anyone else. And this is what it's about. It's in order to be able to fix another person's crown, you have to be able to be okay with wearing yours. No matter how someone tries to paint you, look at that. 8 of Cups in reverse, people could try and make you look different than who you are. People could try to make you look like a player when it comes to love. People could try to make you look material based. However, you know what too, as a divine feminine, you're going to be more abundant and successful if you're in your divine life purpose and path. And so automatically you're going to be more successful. And that's what you're here to teach other people. When you step into your light and your purpose and you don't block anyone else from doing that, divine says, wow, there you go. There's a reward for you because you are outstanding. You are an individual who is inspiring others to lead their own life. I would never block someone from anything, ever. Doesn't matter who, what, where, when. Even if, like, say, you know, growing up in school, if someone got, you know, the award you wanted or the position you wanted or the boyfriend you wanted, maybe not back then. You can't always say for everyone you did from when you were 12 years old, 14 years old, were you in that energy of knowing. But when you come into that divinity energy of knowing as a feminine, that, yeah, it's like, wow, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. Even someone like hating on you, you should be able to be like, you know what? I'm really proud of you. Congratulations. Because it starts with us. If we don't put out that energy, that really just like kind of irks me to think about what's these next generations going to be like. Because the way that things have gotten so vicious, even online attacks, bullying, hate, unnecessary like hating on others, like why? It's just like, where did the world come to this? And even 50 years ago when women had no voice, we didn't even have computers. So it was even harder with no technology, no TV, no computers, no phone for women to really communicate and band together. And you know what? I bet you they would have did a better job then than they were now. Because now it's like you have the ability to see another feminine, whether you know them or not, or it is someone you knew from your past. And you automatically could cast a judgments on them. And if anyone is like feeling that vibe, or you have done that, or even how you feel about this message, just consider that before you call yourself a divine feminine. Because in order to be in that true divinity energy, you love every single person on this Emma effing planet. Even the girl that hates on you, that leaves the nasty hate comments on your photos, or you try to steal your man in the DMs. You say that girl not know what she do, amen. And you know why she does it? Because you are a leader. And that's a fact. 2 of Cups in reverse, look at that. So a lot in your life, you've had people, feminines, trying to block you from having your true love connection. Maybe even right now, you had a feminine come in between you and your person. In order to get over this obstacle, in order to break the cycle, forgive that person. If it was a friend, a family member, even someone really close to you, betrayed you with your person, forgive them. Yep, definitely. Lovers. Could have been a Gemini, could have been a earth sign, could have been an air sign. Tried to take away your person for some of you in the past. And if not, it's like you've always had a feminine in your life that's tried to make you look like the last option to all the like interested people around you. So if you had masculines and stuff interested in you, this person would always try to like make you look worse than you were, to knock you down so that they looked better. Even this person, send them love, send them healing. The more you do that, the more you're going to shine, the more you're going to be successful, and the more you are literally going to elevate in your life. If you truly believe in higher power, in source, and in light versus darkness, like I said, we don't talk about darkness on this channel. Nope. Earth angels for a reason, loves. I'm sticking with that. It doesn't say dark tarot, you know? Like, no. So the whole reason behind this channel is to spread positive messages of light. Of course, every once in a while, someone will come in and test that, but that's okay, because I'm still here to show you. See, I keep this positive vibe. It doesn't matter what attacks are thrown your way. Because when you know who you are and you know what you're meant to do, and you know the light you uphold within yourself, you know how many attacks you've had thrown at you, and how many times divine has protected you. That's why you keep going, and that is why you will be a leader or continue to lead. Now, for some of you, you're about to be called up into a big position. This could be at your company. This could be a career change, and this could even just be using your voice in some type of way. Take it how it resonates for you. You could even be a teacher for some of you. You're going to really help like bring up some of this youth that's coming up for the next generation. And so, wow, I just want to say I'm honored if I can reach any teachers right now. It starts with us. We got to get women to not, it starts in school, you know? I mean, what age is it? Probably 10 to 15. Women start just hating on each other. One's more popular than the other. You know, it really starts with us. And if we don't evolve past this learned behavior that's continually just got worse over the years, man, I don't even want to know what it's going to be like for the next generations. Is there even going to be long-lasting marriages? Think of that. Because, wow, spirit. So if you just tuned in, you know how it's like men play off women fighting over them and getting catty and stuff. The more they see that learned behavior that women are going to do that, the less they're going to commit to us, ladies, and the less you're going to have long-lasting marriages with a parent for your kids to see growing up. Think about how back in the day, divorce rate was way less. Now it's like over 50% in the world. It's so true, though. It's like, if we don't learn and teach these kids, women need to get along from a younger age, because, I mean, maybe it's too more generations that are coming up not realizing all the women's struggles that they've been through. Is that not taught in school? I don't really think, looking back, it was that taught in school for me. So I wonder, leave that in the chat if it was for you. But it's like, man, I never thought this session was going to go this way, ladies, but it's so true. If we don't teach the youth how to get along as women, how to empower each other as women, then men are going to continue to evolve with non-committal behaviors, seeing women fight over them, and all those generations growing up are not going to have as many successful parents helping them grow up. And I don't know about you, but I'm sure at least 50% of you in here didn't have both your parents. So imagine in 20 years from now, it's like 10% of marriages last. And that's because women don't get along. Women don't respect each other. If a woman respected another woman, they would never step where they don't belong. But there's also the other side of it. Like I said, it's men too, or your partners in general, that can also do that to women. They can say one thing to one person and one thing to another person. And so that's where it comes down to us. If we don't figure that out, I can't even believe this is, like, I would say one of the most important messages I think I've ever delivered. And someone kept trying to block it earlier and no one's even watching it. But get this message out, because literally it's like, if we don't change now with these kids growing up, if we don't teach men how to respect women better, ladies, because we're the moms, you know, we're the moms, we're the aunts, we're the grandmas. And even if you're not, you're the cousin, you're the sister. If we don't teach men how to respect women better, then they're not going to stick around after having a kid. They'll probably look at you to procreate and bounce. Keep going to the younger and younger generations. This is a thing that's happened too as men get older and we evolve as humans. Men keep wanting to go for what's younger than them. Well, first of all, it starts with us. If we raise our families, first of all, the men to respect the women and to see that commitment's where it should be. I mean, of course, there's so many different beliefs in that, but there's like very few traditional marriages that last anymore. And then we wonder why, like, our society is falling more and more apart. It's like, it starts with kids. If they don't have a proper home life, that's when they're during their main, like, brain development. How do you expect them to truly see a functioning relationship later or be in one if they haven't experienced it? So it truly starts from being a child, from being and seeing functioning happy parents. Now, like I said, obviously, you know, that's not going to happen with everyone, but it happens when women realize to respect each other more instead of stepping on someone else's boundaries because you might think that's your person or you want that person and that other woman has him. I mean, think about it, ladies. I'm sure that a lot of you aren't that way, but maybe there's one or two in the chats that have been that person. You don't ever want to be that person that breaks up a marriage or breaks up a happy home. Because don't think about you and your needs. Think about the kid, the children. They're not going to see a happy home now because of, for the most times when that happens, it doesn't even work out, the relationships. So all I'm saying, ladies, is it starts with us. If we don't band together and learn to respect each other more, because like I said, it's down to jealousy and hate. If women didn't hate on each other, women wouldn't say, oh, I deserve that man, not her. And that wouldn't ever happen. You would say, you know what? That is a good looking man, but good for her. Good for her. She's got that hot man. Ooh, you go, girl. That's what we should be saying, not, no, I'm going to take that man from her. Because then it's like, okay, then you're not a divine feminine, because what about those poor kids growing up now without a father? You know, it all really truly starts with us being women and respecting each other, because we're the nurturers, we're the caregivers. And it's like, as much as men like to have said back in the day we didn't have a voice, you always did, because you were the ones who actually raised the kids. You stayed at home with the kids. When women are allowed to work, they were the main caretakers for the children. So what women instilled in the children is what they learned in their morals and in their values. So it's like now in these generations, women just hate on each other. I mean, I know when you're a parent, you're not going to initially try and teach your kid that, but they grow up off of learned behaviors. So maybe it's like more women need to instill in their kids as well. Make sure you respect your fellow woman. You're going to have some hater womans. You're going to have, but be that leader. Be that feminine to say, yeah, I don't have any haters. I love everyone. Even if they make themselves my enemy, they're not my enemy. Because honestly, that not only changes the way men look at us, but the way that we look at each other. It's like the whole world would evolve and be so much more successful as a whole if people stopped hating on each other. And like I said, men would respect women so much more, and they would know they couldn't get away with that messed up shit if we stopped actually buying and feeding into it. Like, ladies, if you know a man's playing ghost with you and he's playing ghost with 5 other women, and then he reaches out only every couple times a week or what you see him on the weekends, you're the third party. Or even if you aren't, like, really, why would you want to be in that situation? Because you know you're not the only person getting their attention. And then what it comes down to is just women disrespecting women and men loving it. Of course, sorry, there is a man in here. Hello, Ryan. How are you doing? But can you not agree with that, Ryan? I mean, it's true, though. Not saying all men are like that. But it's like when you see someone vying for your attention, and it's like a lot of men are non-committal. They say, like, if you've ever seen, there's the one gentleman who's like a relationship expert. He always says like something about high value women, and he puts really high standards on what they would consider a high value woman. And so ladies, it's like, what are we doing? Not worrying about how we can make ourselves better and more independent. And you know what? Like, it's almost like, why can't we put ourselves on a pedestal more to empower each other instead of truly trying to take each other out? That's all I gotta say, you know? If there are any fellow light workers, readers, angels in here, like, leave a comment, leave a chat, let me know. Like, definitely want to throw that support out and let you know, like, I appreciate each and every one of you that are part of this collective, because truly, look at that. Those who block others only lose their own blessings. That's what it comes down to. Those who block others in love only lose out on love. And you think about it too, you got those women that are constantly trying to take someone else's partner so like they never have a relationship of their own. Those like karmic side wheels. I mean, ladies, instead of even like hating on each other, it's like, why does another lady friend of that karmic energy step up and say, girl, like, focus on you, stop focusing on men? Oh, amazing. Welcome, love and light to you, Tarot. So happy to have a fellow light worker. And that's what it's about, supporting each other. Like, we're all here as a mission, as a collective, to help spread these messages and bring some guidance to others. So it's just not about hate. It's about like really, truly speaking the truth too. Look at that. So if you're someone very truthful and authentic and out there, people always try to block you from that. But keep standing in that divine energy. Keep leading in the light, because injustices ultimately are not yours to be taken. It's like you aren't supposed to go through all these series of injustices, but sometimes you do, because you have to teach others that no matter what you went through, you were able to overcome it. So this is a whole like girl power reading right here. I'm sure it does happen with males as well, though. Like, I just gotta say, of course, this is a divine feminine reading, but of course this happens, I'm sure, with divine masculines as well, and karmic masculines, same thing. But of course I'm a feminine, so this is like definitely more what we would like to talk about on this channel, is just we're gonna put this feminine one out. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know, I can more relate to be able to explain it to you guys. But of course, like, everyone's been through that. You got someone you work with, oh, they think you're boss's favorite or teacher's pet at school, or you have a best friend who is jealous because of the way you always have your hair done or something. There's always hate, and it's even amongst people you wouldn't expect it to be, like sisters, your mom sometimes, your grandma, or I don't know, whoever that's a feminine that's close to you, but you wouldn't expect it. However it resonates, it just shows, it's like, why does that even exist? Like, legit, like, had me scratching my head today, loves. Like, why? So that's what I was just saying. Yeah, if there was any light workers, like, absolutely leave it in the chat, because, like, let's support each other. We are all here to deliver these messages of uplifting each other, you know, and not bringing each other down. So that's all it's about. And it's like, any weapons formed against us, send back to the sender. Thank you very much. But even here, I don't even believe in that. I truly always just say, like, hopefully divine makes it poof into thin air, because who even sends out like attacks at people? Like, that is the one thing, truly, if you want to know, loves, like, I always think that, like, who, why? You know, you could have spent all that time focused on your own dreams or what you want to do, or that energy on a new project for yourself, or, you know, a new job, a new idea, or even a new love. Just like, why hate? So specifically, the people that could try and block you in your life that are feminines could have either an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We've got Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sag, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Libra, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And yeah, of course, like, not all women are this way either, but man, it's like, if you think about it versus back, say 50 to 100 years ago to now, I mean, what happened? Women used to really count on each other for everything, right? When men were away during the war, women ran the countries, right? Like, so now it's like, what happened to that? Like, really sticking together and really evolving together as a collective. That's what separates people now. That's why there's divine feminines, karmics, and just feminines. And feminines I would consider are neither karmic nor divine feminine. Those are the ones that are mostly just spiritually unawoken too, and just kind of like living your 3D life. It's truly when you actually come to realize that you have a higher responsibility here, that you are of the light, that you do get attacked constantly, but that no matter who attacks you, no matter who tries to block you or stop you, you're still going to show them. You're still going to try and teach them as best as you can that light and being kind is always the answer. I'm sure each and every one of you can relate to a feminine really just trying to dog you out and destroy you. But you know what? It's like, send that feminine healing, because any feminine that could try and block another feminine for their spot or their man, they've got a lot of healing to do and a lot of growing up to do. And you know, anyone who does do that to anyone else, they ultimately, eventually, it's like, people will see that. So we're going to get some more tarot as we get into this, because this is just more of like an intuitive message, if anything, really. So I truly hope this is resonating for you guys, and just like an open discussion. Like, honestly, if you've had any difficult experiences that, you know, you kind of made yourself scratch your head, because looking back now, I hope this can really raise awareness that each and every one of us feminines, whether you consider yourself a divine feminine or not, we've all been attacked by a female. And it's like, why? Because what? Because most of us haven't been here when women didn't have the voice. Because if any of those women, you know, if you talk to your grandparents, if you still have the pleasure of having your grandparents or your great-grandparents around, ask them about it. And notice how they don't disrespect each other. Very less. And a lot less divorce rate. A lot less stories of cheating husbands and all that. Because women respected each other so much more. And so instead of continuing to allow this to unravel, because think about it, that means the devil's winning. He's slowly breaking apart humankind, making us hate each other. And it's like, people that are here as a light worker or a divine energy, you're truly here to make sure that doesn't happen. Or at least try your best. And no one person could do it alone. Not even, you know, like not even Jesus could do it alone, as horrible as it is to say. We need a collection, like a collective. And that needs to be more than just, you know, whoever's even watching this video. It needs to be a movement. It's like the We movement. That was so beautiful. But what happened to the whole bringing women together? Because that lasted, what, maybe 6 months? Women were like, yeah, it's so true. And then all of a sudden now women just hate on each other even more. Probably even worse over the last 2 years of the pandemic. And I think what it was because so many women were just either like going through changes in their life. Either you went through a career change, you could have had more time at home, or someone in your life did. So a lot of those people could have focused more and seen possibly what you went through as something they were envious of or wanting for their own life. And like, however it could resonate for you, so many different things happening, maybe even stay-at-home moms being upset because now they always had the kids. I'm not sure how that could work. However it resonates that you found, just you saw someone was upset with the life that you were living. It's just like, man, it's about lifting each other up. Not being jealous. Because when you're truly connected with Source and you sit down and you pray for those blessings, you will receive them. But not when you're trying to bash other women, to talk negatively about other women, or to try and block their business, their career, their boyfriend, their marriage, their happiness. If you've done any of that, even ladies reporting a freaking Instagram post because you didn't like it, you thought the girl was showing too much skin, or however it could be, you could think, oh, look at that girl, they're copying you, or however it could be. That's not important. That's not empowering each other. And that's definitely not going to be a way to be in divine feminine energy. That's all I got to say. That's karmic energy. So, you know, I'm sure a lot of you too, if you resonate with being a divine feminine, you're on a glow up. You look good. And you know why it is? Because you have that beauty internally. And eventually that beauty shows on the outside as well. And that's what a lot of feminines don't realize too. Women that hate on other women, if they stopped hating and put out more positive energy, your skin would start to glow up. Ladies, you would literally look like a whole new person. Sometimes you could lose 5 to 10 years in age off your face just by changing your attitude, by changing your habits, your health habits as well. Sitting and looking at a phone all day and hating on another lady, that is just bringing you horrible low vibrational energy. And I mean, it just comes down to that. When you choose to be a leader, you're not sitting at home hating on the next person. You're in your own box, in your own world, thinking of new ideas on how to improve it and make it better. And that's why Divine's going to give you those blessings, going to give you that go ahead and say, yes, I'm putting you in charge of leading this new idea into the world or project, however it could resonate for you. You know, I really didn't think this message was going to get this serious. We've got the moon there. So realizing, even as I deliver this message, there's always going to be the haters. There's always going to be the women that don't understand. But that's okay. You know what you do? you continue to show them the light, because ultimately the more you show someone the light, positivity, and they try to block you, bring you down, the more they're just revealing themselves as to who they are. Not connected. Karmic energy. And it's like Divine Feminine, I just really get this feeling that you've got a specific person that like invades your space. This person tried to ruin your life. They could watch every channel you have. Karmic, major. And I mean, it's like, it's really sad because you could try and teach this person maybe multiple times over and over again. The key to their own success is to let go of yours, to allow you to be you and shine. But right now, even look, Page of Pentacles in reverse. This person hasn't learned that lesson, especially if you're an earth sign. They definitely are trying to block you. And, you know, all you can do is send them healing. For a lot of you, this person could not have a spiritual connection with divine. They could not believe in that kind of stuff. Five of Swords. Even if people try and send you spiritual attacks and stuff, you know, that's why I say I don't talk about those on this channel. What even is that? If you are connected to divine, sorry, sweetheart, but you're not going to sit there and look in the mirror and try and ruin a divine being's life. That's not how it works. If you truly are good to others, that's not how it works. If you're sending attacks back and you're literally hating back on the person, well then, I can't speak on that. But if you truly mean everything you say and you don't go home by yourself and hate on someone or send out those negative thoughts, then you don't have to worry. And that's why on this channel, like I said, I'll never talk about, oh, this person's throwing, you know, every once in a while I might say you might have someone trying to come up against you, but I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, they're doing this and that to you, because if you are a light being, you're not worried about that. You're worried about showing others the light. You're worried about inspiring others. Madness. And for some of you, it's like you could truly be even connected with that kind of spirituality, or you could be a major manifester, but still, that's what others don't realize as well. Wow. So for some of you, if you're like a major light being, you could have a group of karmics that think they're of like a cult side or the dark side, that think they can work against you. However, that doesn't even do anything. Look at 10 of Pentacles. Who's the big ruler? We got divine, not the devil. So, I mean, it's just like anyone who sits and plots on anyone else, that plot is going to be blocked majorly in its attack. And anyone that truly even thinks too, it's like sometimes your karmics could think they're winning. But that's just a small thing. And then it's like the way that they are literally outsmarted by divine. Divine will just bring in a whole bigger blessing. Like, okay, so you could have someone think they beat you out of a partner or a job position. But then all of a sudden you get a new company with a double pay job asks you to work there. Or you get a person that was your dream partner manifested because that person tried to take your other person, which was a karmic. You know, it just shows that people should never dibble and dabble in other people's lives. You should never try and take someone's person. You should never try and take someone's job, someone's title away from them, take someone's respect away from them, because that is the biggest way, first of all, as well. You will lose respect. And it might not happen the day that you decided to backstab that person, but you bet when it happens, it's going to be irreplaceable. And you sit back and just be a divine feminine because you warned these people over and over again. And it's not even your job. It's like source warns them as well. I feel like for some of you, you could have even dealt with someone for like 2 years that stalks your every move every day. If it's a feminine, for some of you, this person could have feelings for you at this point. If they watch you every day for like 2 years, definitely for some of you. Now, for others of you, this person's just a major hater. They want to block you. What they don't realize is for some of them, they've literally made it their life mission to block you. Now, the sad thing is, what did divine say? Okay, so any other dreams that you had, you wanted to be a singer, you wanted to be an actress, you wanted to be a musician, however that resonates, but you're too focused on stopping this person from being that, whatever they want to be. Absolutely not. You just made it your life purpose now to try and ruin this person's life. That's all you're meant for now. That's what people don't realize. And it's funny because these karmics think they outsmart divine. They think they outsmart you, collective, by trying to befriend you, get in little ways into your inner life without appearing as themselves as well. I mean, come on. If you were connected with the light, you exactly know who these people are. Send them healing. Because like I said, if you've had a karmic feminine for 2 or more years that has not left you alone, well, they're about to wake up to the fact that that's now their only mission in life. And they're going to lose every single person in their life or even a relationship, their person, because they were too preoccupied with blocking you and your happiness. So as a divine feminine, man, if you're going through that situation right now, 1 hour, 10 minutes, 11 seconds on the live, boom, that is it. You are literally going to be so freaking successful, so abundant, because you survived this, because you are meant to teach others that no matter how petty they could be, no matter how much they could think they outsmart you, no matter how manipulative they could be, they're still working for the wrong team. We're here to love and support each other. And that's why I say, even to those that literally try and sit and block you, send them healing, for they know not what they do. And I don't know why divine keeps making me say that, for they know not what they do, because it's literally like someone's about to become that, just for trying to block you from being like your life purpose. You could be a teacher. You could be a light worker. You could be a musician. You could be a small business owner. You could be a fashion designer, and someone else wants to beat you out and be a fashion designer first. However it resonates for you, they're about to lose their spot because all you've done is tried to show this person over and over again, and maybe even said it to them, that the further they keep trying to block you, they keep just blocking themselves. And it's just really sad. But this person is like obsessed with your energy for some of you. So this is also just knowing how to really just stay away from it. Nasty. It's toxic. I don't even know why I have to say that. But that's it, right? You got to send them light and healing, for they know not what they do. So sad. But that's why you're divine feminine, if you resonate with that. And if you don't, that's okay. But definitely maybe click off this reading after and evaluate how you can change your life to not put out that energy anymore. It's like this, right? If you see someone you don't like, or even say for some reason you didn't resonate with my readings or something, instead of sending out hateful energy, why don't you just click off? Go to another person. Or it's like, for me, if I see someone I don't like, or I work with someone I don't like, you know, at a company or something, you don't purposely go up and talk to them and make them the center of your focus. You move past that energy and focus on you. But see, this is the thing. If you're a divine feminine, you've got a lot of females that would rather sit and focus on you, what you have, thinking they can speak upon it, thinking they can maneuver themselves into your small business, into your platforms, different ways to try and block you. But really, you are so highly spiritually protected that all they're doing is really just taking away their own dreams. And this is why you're a leader, because even if they do, you still got to look them with a smile on the face and say, they know not what they do. And that's all it comes down to. I feel like too, wow, you could be dealing with a Leo, and if not, it's like, look at the sun in reverse. Just other feminines that don't want to see you in your divine birthright, being in the light, being a leader, being successful even. People could think as well, so what's this whole thing too with women deciding who should be successful and who shouldn't? I'm sorry, were you born the queen? Divine feminines wear a crown because they truly don't think they're better than anyone else. And that's why I always put divine feminine with the crown. Because you're only truly royal if you can wear a crown and not actually think you're wearing a crown. If you're able to help people see the light within themselves and show them that they can wear a crown too, that's a divine feminine. And that's why I put the crown. Not because you go around calling yourself queen or princess, or you're the best bitch, you know, like shit like that. I mean, it's cool to be confident. Absolutely. That's what life's about. Definitely be confident. but not to the point you're bringing other feminines down or thinking, you know, your roses smell better than anyone else's. You know, that's really all it's about. And I feel like too, okay, so if you resonate with being divine feminine, so many people misjudge you. They think that you might think that or something, but you don't. You're just okay with standing it alone. You're okay with seeing past people's bullshit. You're okay with seeing that some people are low vibrational, and as much as you can send them the light, they might not ever see it. So you're okay by divine as well, you know. Like, your spirit team tells you when to remove your energy. Just because you're a divine feminine, I mean, I'm saying send out light and like healing to everyone. But that doesn't mean you have to go hang out with them if you know they're purposely awful to you or trying to bring you down. No. But you can continue to be you and show them that it doesn't matter what spiritual attacks they throw at you. It doesn't matter what hate they throw at you, because the love that you send out in the world is so much greater. And honestly, I literally was like thinking last night before I went to bed, you know what the most important thing is in this entire world? Late night thoughts with me. Love. And I really think now this is the reason I was thinking this last night and why it's connected, because the most important thing in the world is love. Love overcomes any hate. Love overcomes any negativity, and love overcomes anything, any forgiveness, anything towards someone. So if you continue to lead a loving, light life, no matter what attacks are thrown at you, just know that you will continue to be a divine feminine. You will continue to be a leader, and you will continue to show the masses why they should be the same, why they should stand in that light instead of attacking others. Like, ladies, any of you guys have a small business or you're a light worker, drop it in the comments. Amazing. Like, support each other. That's what it's all about. And I truly just want to send light and blessings to every one of you acting in this energy of a divine feminine. I really hope that this is your year. I hope that you succeed. And I send you all the light and happiness in the world. And make sure you send that back out to others, you know? Even the haters, send it out to them. I send them healing right now. I do. Wow. Look at that. Spirit literally just put right in front of me as soon as I said that. I send it to the healers. 10 of Cups. That is the truth. Literally. Bruh, it's like, okay, all you have to do is straight up, if you want to be happy in your life, be kind to others. I mean, personally, I stopped ever picking up the whole emotion of being a jealous person a long time ago. That word is a disgusting word. Instead of being jealous, challenge yourself. Well, how can you get there? But anyone who's in divine energy, feminine, masculine, you don't get jealous. You don't try and block someone else. And all I got to say too is it's like you could be attacked too for being a feminine. You could have people that start hate groups about you or just talk really nasty things about you. But what they don't realize is it's like when they throw low blows at you, and even if a group of people band together and do it, that's why you're a divine feminine. Because it didn't matter how many of them, how God showed them that you are highly protected because you are a genuine, true person. You're a kind person. And for a lot of you too, people that kind of painted you a certain way, they were liars, they were low vibrational, and they most certainly were the ones trying to block you from being successful. Now, wow, it's like if you had a group of people hating on you, all of those people need to heal. All of them, bruh. And they think they're going to have their dreams, but they're all attacking one measly person. A divine feminine. One person. And I don't say measly like you're no one. I mean like you're a tiny little person and you could have had a multiple big group coming after you. Could have been who you worked with in the past. Could have been a group of old friends. However it resonates for you, it's just like goes to show how truly protected you were. How you never crumbled. And a lot of you, that's when you got your crown. So if you resonate with that, overcoming that, those people that thought they throw you to the wolves, they thought that they made you sink and you were not able to get back up. They literally handed you your crown. And I love that. That is this thing now. It's like I only put divine feminine with the crown because legit, you don't think you wear a crown. No divine feminine is out here going, oh yeah, I'm wearing the crown, it's me. No. Okay? No. And of course you can say to your man or your partner, you're the queen, you know, you're the king. That's a different story. But if you're going out in the community and saying it, you know, it's just something to consider. But yeah, we're going to get one more spread to finish up this reading because there's only so much I can say. And either you choose to resonate with this and you choose to believe that women should empower women, or you choose to be someone who's not in divine feminine energy, who wants to hate on other women. And like I said, ladies, what are our kids going to go through? How do you expect your daughter to have a long-lasting marriage if we don't get our shit together and start freaking respecting each other? It's not about being each other's best friends. It's not about even freaking being each other's number one fans. But it's about just having a certain level of respect and realizing that as women, at least, I mean, I can't reach the whole world, but as women to women, whoever I can reach in this message, let's uplift each other. It starts with us. If we want men to respect us and not dog us out and treat us like we're disposable, we need to start respecting each other because men see that. And men already have this whole complex that they think they dominate us anyway for the most part. So why are we letting them? You know? Like literally, you know, it's just not all men are like that. I'm not trying to bash men or anything, but it's like that's how the world was. Like for the longest time, men wore the pants. They were the breadwinners and women stayed at home and wore those pants. They raised the children. So they didn't get enough credit back then either because women were the ones instilling the morals into the men and the women to grow up into the next generations. Well, what was happening back then is possibly there was just too much of like a passive effect. I feel like because back then women weren't allowed to have a voice, they were more passive with children. And maybe now more so that we're allowed to have careers and do all these different things. And it's more about equality and fairness between everyone. It's like the fact of the matter is maybe women are now more voiced to say, you know, this and that to their kids. But the problem truly is it's like, if we don't respect each other, it doesn't matter what beliefs you voice to your kids. If women don't respect each other, what differences does it matter that we have? Because the one thing we have in common is like divine feminine should uplift other divine feminines, you know? That's all I gotta say. And like truly, like I'm not calling anyone out, but all I'm saying is it's a thought for you to have yourself. If you have been recently hating on a female in any type of way, you reported her picture because you thought her boobs looked too nice. You won't admit it, but it was something like that or whatever, right? Or even if you don't agree with, you know, like there's personal things I don't agree with people doing, but I don't put my opinion out there. I don't misjudge anyone, and I definitely don't try and block anyone from living their dreams. That's for sure. To each their own, ladies. You want to go out and live your life? Frig, to each their own. Even like I'm personally a traditional person, but if you want to go out and date multiple partners or whatever, you do you, lady. I'm not going to judge you. And especially if you're a friend of mine, I'm like, go girl. But that's what we need. And it's like, I don't find feminines do it to friends, but it's more like you don't know the feminine, so you'd rather judge them and say they're this way or that way, or, oh, like they always have their nails done, they must be like a bougie one. It's like, you know, there's always just so many misjudgments. So many misjudgments. Let's lift each other up, like... And like that's the thing with misjudgments is like we get enough as women already from men thinking you could either be non-committal, you could be easy to get, stuff like this. I mean, it starts with us when women are calling each other bad names and stuff, and you're going and telling other men, oh, you don't want to date that person, they're this way and that way. And a lot of the time the women that do that to you are just doing it to take your freaking man and stuff, right? But what it comes down to is it's like, man, why do you think men allow themselves to talk about women like that? Oh, that girl's a hoe, or oh, no, that girl is not committal and stuff. Because it starts with us women doing it, bashing each other to try and get a man's attention. And like I said, these men caught on a long time ago that they can feed off of us. Now, this is something as not talked about at all. Think about that, like literally. And if you're woken up to be the divine feminine, you figured that out a long time ago. You're not putting up with no man that's not gonna, like, you know, be in divine energy back. But yeah, like a lot of people growing up, 20s especially, 20s is probably the worst, non-committal years and all that. Before you get married, you're in college, out of school, and you're just like getting to know your way in the world, how you feel, where you work, what you do, and coming into your own, right? So you're developing your looks, really coming into your uniqueness. That's when a lot of us like really glow up, is in your 20s or 30s. Well, the thing is, that's when a lot of us should be discovering more about our own lives, but instead it's like we're fighting this one and that one for that person, or trying to make this person stay with you and stuff. And it's like, okay, if you're divine feminine, don't ever try and make a partner stay with you. No. Because divine will bring the right one to you, and you'll never have to convince them to stay. You know? But it starts with us. It's like, if we are able to show men that we respect each other more, man, do you not think their attitude's going to change? Because then they're going to know, wow. Then they're going to know too, they literally can't pull the wool over our eyes anymore. Even if you hate your fellow female, at least if you're getting along, it's a lot easier to say, hey, listen, this man and that man, versus letting these men run around and actually do this to us. You know? And I don't mean me specifically, but women as a whole. And that's what it comes down to. This is really interesting. I never would have thought, but truly, look at that. The Hermit in reverse. So wow, too. It's almost like showing that, like, women have this ability to, like, really knock on each other. And then, meanwhile, you could be the one sat up at home thinking about this person. Then they're with the other woman. And then you're both bashing each other. Or if not, one's bashing you because you're a divine feminine. A lot of you, too, it's like you walked away from any karmic partners. So you could have a lot of karmic females that think you still want their person because their person could still be interested in you. But you could have walked away from that. But see, then you get a lot of attacks from random karmics or females you don't even know too, just because of them thinking you want their man. Or like, it's like this, you know, when you're literally just friends with someone or you work with someone, and then you could have that, like, the person's like girlfriend or wife comes, who's that? And it's like, whoa, it's just a friend, right? But like, why does that energy even exist? It should be like, oh, who's that? I noticed they're like really cool, and like, you know. But it's the things feminines don't want to say to each other because we're so insecure for whatever reason. I don't say that as me, because personally, no, being a part of a divine feminine, you got to be knowing who you are. Even on your worst days, man, love yourself without makeup. That is the biggest thing too. Like, come into loving yourself any which way. Like, okay, I saw a comment in the chat from a masculine the other day, and I deleted it, I believe. I'm not sure who it was. It doesn't matter. But all it said was, yeah, well, it's not this, or it was on a story, but it said, yeah, well, when the woman looks way uglier without makeup and a different person with makeup on, I'm thinking, wow, like, but where did that originally, that person would have heard that? Something from a lady, right? A woman bashing another woman. And then I'm thinking, it starts within us. We have to be okay too with loving ourselves, because when you give out that vibe to a man, oh, I'm insecure without makeup on, then that leaves room for them to say that. Oh, well, you look way better with makeup on than... No, ladies, we got to be secure within ourselves. And it's just like, yeah, I don't know. No more bashing other women. I really hope all of you that tuned in today can honestly like walk away from this and say that, you know, you want to change that about yourself if you have put out that vibe in any way. Like, straight up. That goes for every single one of us here. Six of Swords in reverse, beautiful. And for a lot of you, you really get judged if you're someone who's not afraid to go on a journey alone. If you've changed your life recently, you could have changed your life purpose or stepped into it. Yeah, Five of Swords, so sort of truth as well, kind of feeling like people misjudge you. Now, as a divine, feminine, masculine, however you want to resonate with that, no matter what, you're always going to be tested because you continue to stay in the light. You continue to not be negative towards people, even when they're negative towards you. You just got to be able to brush it off and really just send them healing. Exactly. Love to light. That's what it's all about, you know? But yeah, it's just really, it starts within us women, because even like, it's like just something that I've never even really thought about. So when I was getting this download, I was like, yes, I'm so eager to like put this out. Like I was making the picture and I'm like, but I honestly had no idea what I was going to say. And here it just came out. And I just love how Spirit delivered that message to me, because it's so true, ladies. What are our kids going to be like? How do we expect our kids to have long-lasting, successful marriages if we don't clean our act now? You know? And ladies, we could all be divine feminines by getting along, by wanting to be a better person than you were yesterday, and most importantly, by not trying to block someone else's success or happiness. If that's not your man, then go look for a new one. If that's not your job, then go look for a new one. If you want the shirt that that person's wearing, then go buy it or go get a new job so you can. You know what I mean? There's so many ways around the way people consider themselves like jealous or hating on others. And so I know this message isn't going to get that many views or that much even likes on it, but it's not about that. It's literally just about, I mean, I wish it would, because it's the most important message, but truly, man, like, and this is what it comes down to. There's not enough people in this world with this mindset yet. Think about how much more successful the world would be. There would be no hate. There would be no war. There would be no just nastiness, you know? There would be no shootings and stuff too. Like, all that horrible stuff wouldn't happen if people just learned, wow, I could shine so much brighter if I just support other people in their dreams too. And I focus on me and my family, my life. And then that's even the thing. There's people like that, but then they start to get jealous on someone in your family. You could have a sibling who gets jealous of you or something like that. And even that, it's just so sad. Like, what? Family is supposed to love each other no matter what at the end of the day and uplift each other. And ultimately, it's like, instead of someone getting jealous of you or hating on you for your success, they need to step into their own purpose and realize, and that's all you can do is show them and try and guide them. And like I said, though, you don't need to put yourself in these sticky situations. I'm not telling you guys to hold your arms open to someone you know has repeatedly stabbed you in the back. Absolutely not. You set your boundaries and you walk away from those people, but just continue to stand in the light. Don't send those attacks back and be the true, genuine person that you are. And that's why you are a leader. So this is beautiful. We're going to get a few more messages for this reading to close it out. I'm really glad you guys are resonating. Well, I'm really glad to hear that. And yeah, like I said, this, if you were happen to be a masculine, tune in, welcome. It's even with masculines and masculines. You could be a divine masculine and having other masculines who are karmic or are haters, hating on you for wanting to be successful, for being a leader. But it's like you're chosen to be a leader because you don't send out that same hate. And listen, no one's perfect. Sometimes people do attack you and you're allowed to stand up for yourself. Absolutely. But it comes down to the way you do it, how you do it. And at the same time, like, being the best version of yourself you can be is just really sending them healing and saying they know not what they do. You know, it's like this. Sometimes someone can think they can screw your life over so bad, but they actually just like opened up your doors to new success, to give you your crown, to make you become in that divine energy, and for a lot of you, set you on your life purpose or your path. Like someone thinking they took your job position. Well, ultimately, divine led you down a different career path altogether after that. There's so many ways when you don't send attacks back to others that you will be highly protected in other ways. And for a lot of you, you had someone that thought they could single-handedly destroy you as a person just by talking on you to people that you knew. Well, now you're in a new career that ultimately any way that this person does try and block you and attack you, it will be blocked. And every time they do try and attack you, Wheel of Fortune, babe. Wheel of Fortune. Oh my gosh. And for some of you, if someone blocked you in love, like I said, you're about to get your dream boat. Like, Emperor status, I don't know what this person does. They could be a boss. They could be someone with an enterprise. They could be someone very successful. Regardless, Emperor is like boss mode. So someone who's going to match your divine energy, could be your divine counterpart for some of you. And it's like, okay, say like a karmic thought they took your person. Well, actually, they just allowed room for your true king to come in, or queen if that's your fancy too. But like literally. And it's like this, say someone thought, +2, imagine you like had someone purposely try to literally make a hate group about you so that they could make themselves relevant. Do they actually think for a minute that's going to last? That is built on a faulty foundation. Whether they did that with your person or your job position or your friend group, that can only last for so long because it's an illusion. Once it falls, it's going to fall so much harder than that person sending the attacks to you could have ever imagined. And they did it to themselves. And you know why? Because you, being a divine feminine, you worked your way to that spot. You didn't try and steal it from someone else by bashing them, by hating on them, and by blocking their happiness. And it's like, if you had that happen to you, you still didn't do that to that person who continued to sit behind the scenes, stalking, plotting daily, thinking that they're blocking you. You just shook your head. And if not, you just walked away from it altogether. Now, if this person did this with a love interest, oh, well, tell them thank you for turning the wheel for you, because you're about to meet either an Aries, Taurus, or Aquarius that is literally the most successful, the most loyal, genuine person, and they're going to be committed to you. Wow. And it's like, whoever tried to block your happiness, like I said, I don't even like to get into that because I'm not about sending energy back or all that. But that's all I have to say. This is the energy they're sitting in, or will be, because they're miserable. They're still watching and seeing that whatever they try to do, any words they try to throw at you or illusions they try to paint you as who you are, it never stuck because it was all a facade. It was all a lie. And they could have even included other people in this, but what they don't realize is they're just a group of karmics blocking their own happiness, all trying to take you out, divine feminine, for being a leader. And you know why divine chooses you to be a leader? Because you wouldn't ever try and block any of those people back. So, final messages from Spirit. This reading, we've got it all out. It is what it is. Anyone trying to block you, they're going to watch you be in center front row, shining bright. And look at that, even has a little crown on. And you know why? Because you never tried to claim yourself as wearing a crown. You automatically had that crown the moment that you stepped into that light and just ignored those attacks. It's like you shine a mirror on people. The more people try and attack you and paint you out to be this like nasty, vindictive person, the more they show others that whoever said that about you isn't to be trusted. If someone could so easily make up lies about someone they used to know or don't even know, think about what they could do to the people they do know, the people they do know those secrets about. 10 of Wands. Definitely you could have been dealing with a fire sign or an air sign. Absolutely. So someone said it's all about forgiveness. Absolutely. But like I said, and I already said that, it's love first. The whole world is about love. Because without love, you can't forgive anyone. Love everyone. Love thy enemy. Love thy neighbor. I mean, if you truly stand or resonate with divine feminine or masculine, you don't hate a soul. Doesn't mean you have to be everyone's best friend, but you don't hate anyone genuinely. Come on, there's got to be someone else other than me that agrees with that in here. Like, does no one genuinely not hate anyone in your life? Because that's what life's about, man. Switch up the mindset and literally, collective, watch your whole life change by the summer. If you have any enemies right now, and even exes, even a baby daddy, baby mama, however, that's done you wrong, drop the hate. Say they know not what they do, and allow them to heal, allow yourself to heal, and watch your whole life change. Watch your confidence change, watch your path change, and most importantly, watch you like glow up too. Because like I said, beauty reflects from the inside out. So it's like too, you got so many people that could hate on you for looking a certain way, for you having a beautiful smile or an aura and energy about you, but it starts on the inside. You could be the most like pretty person on the outside, but if you aren't on the inside, you're going to be plastic then. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be a real, authentic, natural beauty. And hey, there's nothing wrong with wanting to get surgeries too. I'm not bashing anyone that does that. Not for me personally, but to each their own. But I'm just saying, it's like, even like those people that hate on someone if you're like a natural beauty and they're getting surgeries and stuff, it's because they're putting out hate. Quit putting out the hate and watch 5 to 10 years age off your face naturally. Because divine works in beautiful ways. Divine wants to bring success, abundance, and happiness to those that put that energy out there and like truly mean that. Not just when you're in front of people, not just like when you're in front of your man or your family or your friends. Even when you're sitting at home by yourself watching this video. All right, so let's see if we've got any more messages. Glad this message is resonating. Yeah, let's just spread more light in this community, and it starts with us. It really, truly does. Because each and every one of us, we're from different areas in the world. We have different friends, different family. If each and every one of us watching this video right now, or if you watch it on a later day, if you take this energy and you truly put that out in a community, that's where it starts. You know how they say it's like an act of kindness? You do an act of kindness for someone, then someone does it for someone else. That's what it's about. It's like once you put that energy out to those people around you, at least 1 or 2 of them are going to start picking up on that, putting that energy out. And that's what spreads like wildfire. I was going to say wildflower. Oh, such a little nature person over here, eh? Then it'll spread like wildflowers. Oh my gosh, yeah, forget fire. It's going to spread like wildflowers because that's the most peaceful. I love it. That is hilarious. Aw, but like literally, that's what it's about. Like, I'm not sure if you can resonate with this, but if you resonate with being a divine feminine or masculine, you've been bullied in your life and you forgave all those people because they didn't know what they did. A lot of them directly worked for someone low vibrational, aka the devil. Or, you know, believed a nasty hater karmic. Because anyone who would put out like negative words about someone or say negative words, how can they be a positive light person? Because it doesn't matter. It's like, and this is the thing too. Everyone has that moment. I'm not saying you have to stand back and let your enemies just devour you. Absolutely not. There's a time and a place. But the more you learn to literally just sit back and let them do it to themselves, the more you're going to be that leader and the more you're going to be successful in life. So let's get a few more messages to close this reading out. Thank you so much to everyone that tuned in. Definitely going to do a masculine update, divine femme after, if you guys want to check that out. But this was just more so, you know, ladies, let's empower each other. It starts within us. It's a new summer coming up too. Can't we be like, you know what, instead of being jealous because that girl, you know, think you has a nicer body in the bathing suit that you do? Why don't you say, girl, you look fabulous. You look amazing. You know? And then you work harder to get that body you want for yourself. Not hating on someone, wishing that you had it. Hoping, you know. I don't know. It's just, that's why it's like this channel, I don't ever really talk about that kind of stuff. You guys bring it up in the chat, but it's like, nah, like, I don't even associate with people who want to sit at home and talk about someone like that. If it wasn't for me having to get the message out to bring awareness to you guys, it would never be talked about. That's for sure. Like, think about it too. Okay, so I just thought, what's like a few things that ladies all have in common? Okay. First of all, most of us are all hopeless romantics. We all want men to treat us better. So there's something you can get in a common ground with people that don't like you. Second thing, women love Beyonce. I don't know a single lady that doesn't love Beyonce. And if you don't, okay, someone send them the right song. Because she is literally a divine feminine to a T. Now, it's like things like this. What are common things like that? Okay, we all vibe on, for a lot of us, you either love, you could love doing your nails or lashes. Ladies are all about the lashes these days. Like, there's so many different things that we have mutual common grounds on, even if you don't like the person. And it's just like, it really starts with us. How can we be good moms, good sisters, good aunts, good grandmas, if we don't decide as a collective that we need to support each other as ladies? Yes, Madonna is another one for sure. Madonna, absolutely. And more of this generation, we've got like Lady Gaga is a great one as well. But yeah, I feel like Beyonce is like true queen always. And just like all the way back from Destiny's Child too. Wow. So think about it. So that's so funny. I've been listening to a lot of Destiny's Child again lately. It's like blast from the past because I grew up on that stuff. But think about it. They were a feminine girl group. Like, we don't have that anymore. Why isn't there any feminine music groups anymore? Like, barely any feminines even collab when it comes to acting or music or businesses. We definitely have the sisters, the Jenner sisters. I think they do an amazing job at all, like, showing how important it is to uplift each other. Because they're kind of different. They've got their disagreements, but it's like, for the most part, none of them really like go out of their way to put each other down. But I'm not huge into the show, so forgive me if one of them all of a sudden does. But if you think about them as a group, that's like the only group of like women that's like represented now in the world lately that like gets along. Like, it's usually all women independently. That's what I'm saying. Like, there should be no ego. Exactly. Because when a woman decides that they are better than someone else, then automatically you aren't wearing a crown. You know, if you decide that it makes you feel better to say that that person's ugly, or you don't like them, or, oh, well, you heard this about them, or, oh, well, I'm just going to block them from being successful, or I'm going to make up this lie to slow them down, or I'm going to copy them. Even copying, all of that is just hateful energy. But hey, at least copying, just be like, you're doing your part, you're inspiring others. Now with the moon, it's like people are always going to copy you too if you're divine feminine. So it's something too, you just come into awareness just to let it go. Because if you're a divine feminine, you truly aren't copying other people. Now, Knight of Cups in reverse, especially when it comes to love, a lot of people have tried to block you in the past from having really good love, or maybe even specifically love from a water sign. But realize too, women know not what they do, because the more that however many women fed into this relationship being ruined, what did it do? It created a bunch of broken women and a man who thinks that they can play with multiple women. So every time, ladies, we decide that we want to let a man come in between us, that's what you do. You show the man that they have the power over us, that women are going to flock over them, and that continues to show them more and more that they don't need to commit to us to get what they want. That's going to start to show them too they can have kids with you and just walk away to the next one. And do you want that for your families, ladies? No. Like I said before, if you just tuned in, I'm sure at least 50% of this chat, since this is the divorce right now, a lot of us grew up with only one parent, or you could have grown up with a very dysfunctional like divorce in the middle of your childhood. You know, everyone's got a different story, but it all starts within like men believing that women, like, they see them disrespect each other, what women can do for them. And even certain women may do that, I'm not sure, but it just really starts within us deciding to respect each other. Like, even too, what is it like? Okay, so I think it starts too when you're say you're a mom and like you have kids in school, you know how they always show in movies, like there's always the one mom who's like mean to the other moms, and or there's the girl group of moms, but then they're mean to the certain moms, like bad moms, the ones like an outcast and stuff. Like what? Okay, well the divine feminine's always going to be the outcast because they're not afraid to stand alone. And second of all, they're not trying to band up in a mom group against each other. That's just not what life's about. So like, yeah, if you have any girl groups bashing on you, hating on you, collectives, or even if you're spiritual and they claim to be a coven or a cult or a group or whatever, they're not in divine energy. That's all you need to know. And if you're truly standing in divine energy, then you have nothing to worry about because you're protected. Doesn't matter how many people come up against you. Ultimately, the harder they do, the more they try to, they are just going to be shown another reason why they shouldn't have. They should have just let someone live their life. It's like this too. I'm going to relate it to one thing. You know how you see like in pop culture, people come up and they go down really quick. Okay. So you could see someone bash someone. Someone doesn't agree with someone. This could be, say, two feminines. You know how they have a lot of diss raps, diss tracks, stuff like that. Two feminines. Let's just use two masculines as an example because we've used a lot of feminine energy tonight. Two masculines, say, for example, or two feminines in a pop culture industry do not like each other. Instead of both rising up and being successful and showing the world with their huge platform how important it is to be positive, to be peaceful, and to bring each other up. When one of those people decides to bash the other one, you know what happens? Automatically, Divine says, okay, you just decided to make someone's fate based on your opinion of them. Here is your fate. And automatically, the person that sat back and didn't do anything is going to receive a blessing. So we'll just leave it at that, and you can sit and think of your own examples as to how you've literally seen that play out, but it plays out in everyday life. From people you know to people you don't know. You could literally be a huge celebrity and fall off because you'd rather have hate against someone else. Life is too short. And especially I say to those with a platform, I mean, I have a very small platform and I truly try to make the most of it to show you guys it's really about like supporting each other's dreams, loving each other, forgiving each other at all times, truly. No matter how bad someone's done you, truly forgive them and love them, and you're doing what you're meant to do. And you're going to be successful. But it's like that. You watch people have those diss tracks or come up against each other and watch. One automatically rises, one automatically falls. Happens every time. Because the person that was hateful, vindictive, and decided to make the fate of the other person based on their opinions, based on their dislikes, based on them not wanting them to succeed, and most of the time, let's just be honest, based on jealousy. I mean, Divine just like automatically balances the scales of karma, and that's all it comes down to. And there's so many different ways that can play out. It's like even down to the elections. You know how they like certain people in the elections are like convinced, oh, well, they're going to rig it, so that's the only way they're going to win. But then it's like the people that say that never win because they're literally trying to manipulate like voters into thinking that this person tried to do it that way. It's just firsthand karma being shown. It's like if you decide to think that, well, you shouldn't support them or you should stop them or you should block them, then automatically the person that sat back and didn't do that, bro, they're getting the blessing. And y'all know that. Y'all are living, walking examples of that in this collective. If you truly resonate with being a divine feminine. Like, this is the biggest thing. Divine feminines, we do not wear crowns. We help others fix theirs. And that's how you get your crown. You're not sitting there worried about getting a crown. You're worried about showing others how to be the best version of themselves. Because it starts within us, man. We can change ourselves all we want, but if we don't, as a whole, then the world will never change. The world will never be more peaceful. And yeah, it really starts with us, ladies. I mean, come on. We're all here as women to support each other, to raise children, and to impact the world in a positive way. It took us this long to get a voice, to be able to change the world. So now that we finally have a voice, we're able to vote, we're able to work, some of us, like certain women are out there as CEOs and stuff, then it's like, okay, do you want us to be literally taken back from that position by men when they decide that we're too catty or we're too filled with drama or, you know, just focused on the wrong crap? Like who's got better lip fillers or who's got the bigger butt? Like, I don't even know what these people worry about these days, you know? But like, man, like ladies hating on ladies with the bigger butt. Ladies, go join an Instagram little booty program thing. Look up a couple workouts and get to the gym, man. Instead of hating on a girl saying, oh, she probably got her ass done. You know, that's another thing too. Women who hate on women and make up that they could have got this or that done because they're naturally pretty or they naturally are curvy, bruh. They probably worked out or a waist trader or you're built that way. But what do we do instead? So many women are so quick to just make up a lie about someone or bash them or, you know, even men. Men are the worst for that because, like I said, they see how we feed off each other now. So you could like a man and another woman could like a man and they could put you in the middle of some catty drama and make up lies you don't even know just to have you both going after him. And then what does it do? It creates all this hateful energy between women that didn't even need to be there. And like I said, that happens more often than not. So it's gotten to the point where men have learned they can play us against each other. We're supposed to be nurturing, loving women. We're giving. We're the mothers. Like, leave that hard shit for the men, right? Like, I'm sorry. This was really like... And just know, I'm not like a women's rights activist or anything. I believe in equality between every single person on this earth. No one is better than anyone else. If you see a homeless person on the street, they're no better than you. You should just be grateful that you have a roof over your head every night. Absolutely. You should be thankful to God. And that's what it comes down to. It literally can make me emotional to hear or to see that in the world that women just come against each other. Like, that should never exist. And if you think about back in the olden days where women were worried about how they were going to get their food for the night, how they were going to provide a meal for their family, or fire to keep the house warm, the cabins warm, that is so much different than some woman hating on a girl for having a cuter Instagram page or more success in their small business or having the man that you want. Because those are all day and age problems that sound ridiculous, but they happen every day. There's always going to be someone you could consider more successful than you. There's always going to be someone you could consider more attractive than you. It's all based on your own perception. So once you learn to change your perception and stop basing it on what other people have and you focus on what you have to give to the world and who you are, that's when jealousy's gone. That's when hate's gone. Because we're all different. So it's like, you know, I feel like that's the thing. Too many women maybe are raised that way too. And wow, that just comes down to women raising women as well, to think you have to be this way and that way because the other woman's going to come in and take them. And it's like, no, if we start raising our kids, listen, you be a high value woman, you be honest, you be loyal, you be hardworking and dedicated. And most importantly, be more feminine than masculine. Because a lot of divine feminines too, this is something you have to really maneuver, stepping back and being more feminine when it comes to a relationship, because others could see your light or your drive, your determination as intimidating, especially for like unawakened. So ultimately, though, all this comes down to is just really realizing that if you don't teach our kids at a young age, women to women, to respect each other, then how do you expect them to when they're 15, when they're 20, when they're 30, and they're trying to find themselves a husband, feeling like even too, what is it when you're in your 30s or 40s? Women start to feel like they're running out of time or something. So it's like they could get more catty. It's like, no. I mean, I don't know. Personally, that's just not what life's about. You really have to just trust in God's plan for you. And yeah, I just really hope that every single person that watches this reading can really just take away, if you have ever been malicious to a woman, whether you thought you had the right to or not. I don't expect you to go to apologize to them tomorrow, But what I do expect is for you to learn from that behavior and realize that it starts within us now. If we don't start respecting each other, how the heck do we expect this world to be better? And how the heck do we expect our kids or men to respect us? I mean, that's the biggest thing. Women go on all day. There's even women with relationship channels talking about abuse. Lots, even like anyone here, a lot of people, you've probably survived some sort of rough relationship. Absolutely. And that is not acceptable behavior from a man. But it starts within us to teach our kids and to know that that behavior isn't acceptable and to walk away from it, to learn from it and to change from it, not allow it to continue. So next time you want to go send a hateful comment to someone or even a hateful thought in your mind, ladies, and you could sit and laugh and think about it, or you want to misjudge someone. The word is misjudge, because we are all women and we're all the same here on this planet. No single woman is better than another person. I don't care if you got $1 million in the bank or $1 in the bank. We are all here on this earth, born as the same person, or different people, but the same position. So what you make of your life, that depends on you and the energy you put out. And it's a time for women to stop hating on women who decide to make the most of their lives, who decide to be good to others, and who decide to stand in the light and work hard. Because you ever notice that too? A lot of the women that are going to bash you aren't doing what you're doing. They're not putting the same effort into their own life. And they certainly aren't acting in divine feminine energy feminines if they're hating on y'all. That's all I got to say. And wow, 8 of Pentacles in reverse. And this is it. So for a lot of you, if you have recently come into success, abundance, or you know you're about to, people are upset because they aren't. But what they don't realize is you're not the one sitting and trying to block anyone else from being successful. If you're a true divine feminine or masculine, you're focused on you right now. How can you be successful? Not, oh, let's go stop this person from being successful. Because every time you do that, you just blocked your own blessings and you literally send them to someone else. That is like the rule of the universe, like truly. Ace of Cups, beautiful. And like I said, whoever tried to block you in love or take your person, they ultimately just led your true person to you. And if you're standing in this divine feminine energy, your person is absolutely going to be a divine masculine themselves, having also overcome these same oppositions. And it's going to be a beautiful union because the two of you are going to be on a much more deeper understanding as to how you want to raise your kids. It's like, you know, even these days, so many people, it's like, okay, you could want to raise your kid to know another language or to know an instrument, which is all beautiful, so important. Make sure you do that, but hey, to each their own. But you and this person are going to have deeper talks than that. It's going to be, okay, we both agree that if we have boys or girls, no matter how old or whatever, they're always going to respect each other. They're always going to respect the opposite sex. They're always going to personally want to inspire and uplift each other. We're going to teach them that jealousy is something that shouldn't exist, you know, because if you think about it, a lot more parents aren't worried about that stuff. They're worried about education. They're worried about book smarts. They're worried about how your kid looks and how they represent themselves. But if it comes down to how they represent themselves being, if you truly aren't someone who is of the light, if you are jealous or you're trying to stop someone else, what does the rest of it matter? Like literally. And I don't know about you guys, but like that's the types of conversations that I'm going to be having when raising kids. Like I want to make sure, and no matter what, like there's so many things like tough love in the world. Ladies, as women, like honestly, it comes down to two. Like I don't know how many people can relate, but so many kids these days get kicked out at a young age and have to go it alone from 14 to 16, all that. I don't know about you guys. I'm not going to let my kids live at home past 20, but I mean, like, They're going to be able to live at home. And hey, depending on their situation, they won't be living at home till they're like 30 or anything. But they're not going to be kicked out at 14 being told to figure it the heck out. No way in heck. I'm going to be a nurturing, loving mom that's going to make sure, you know? I mean, and that's what it comes down to, loves. And everyone makes mistakes. Hey, I'm not judging anyone here nor there. But moving forward, especially if you resonate with this message, what can you do to change that? What can we do to change these next generations? Even if you're a grandma, it starts with you instilling. If you know you have kids and you're a grandma and your kids aren't that way, then it starts with you. You know, kids love grandparents. So every time you see those grandkids, you instill those good morals into them. You let them know how important it is to respect one another, whether they're women or men, or like women and men alike. It's just really what it comes down to. And, you know, the more attacks you've suffered in your adult life or growing up with people like this is because you're meant to spread that awareness. Absolutely. And like I said, I had no idea where the depths of this message is going. So I do appreciate everyone that tuned in. But really, all it comes down to is next time you want to hate on a female for having something you don't have, think about how you can do it for yourself. Because the same time you could spend an hour or even, like I said, a year, 2 years trying to block someone else from being successful. Imagine you wasted a year or 2 years of your life that you could have been so successful in your own life, in your own birthright, in your own abundance. And like I said, there's some people that are starting to make it their literal dream without actually wanting it to be a dream. It'll be a nightmare once they realize, but them obsessing over you, divine feminine, or your light and your life, like I said, could even be a group of people. They could watch you for so many years that one day they're going to wake up, they're going to be like, their whole mid-age is gone, and they obsessed over you and your success. Imagine. Send those people healing and light, because that's all you can do. But you can't make anyone choose to have a better life for themselves. It's like, I could say this till I'm blue in the face, but still people will click off this video and maybe not do that. Or maybe report the video because they disagree with this. But it's like, no, seriously, loves. Even if you disagree with someone, your teacher at school, your neighbor, or the friggin' girl that tried to steal your ex-boyfriend years ago, forgive them and just move forward in your life and watch your blessings come in tenfold because you didn't try and block someone else. You didn't hate on someone else. Hey, that's not even a midlife crisis there, Honor Squirrel. Unfortunately, this kind of stuff happens your entire life, especially if you resonate with being a divine feminine or masculine. Now, 10 of Wands, look at that. It's also because you have such a passion for life. A lot of people wish they had that energy. But see, this is what they don't realize. When they're sitting at home hating on other people, they don't have time to think about that passion for themselves. They don't have time to get excited and passionate about their own life. When you're in divine energy, it doesn't happen overnight. For some of you, it could take years even to really heal and overcome all your like past traumas. And for some of you, man, it can happen in a couple weeks just based on a really unfortunate situation happening to you. You could have been singled out, put in a hate group, bullied, outcasted by a lover, by family, by friends, by all of the above. But however it happens, that put you in your divine energy based on your reaction. If you are non-reactive and truly just move forward. And it's like there could be people that thought they took you out a year, 2 years ago, and they're watching right now going, what? How are they still going? And then meanwhile, what they don't realize, collective, is they've wasted over a year or 2 years obsessing over your energy. And so to those people, I truly, I send a prayer and say, I send you healing, because no one should ever waste a year or two of their own life trying to obsess over someone else's success. Because, man, we could wake up tomorrow and not be here anymore. So is that how you want to spend the rest of your life, you know? Life is too short and precious, and here we go. We'll bring out a bit of my medium side. I connect with a lot of energies all the time. So to say it in the least, it's like one of the biggest things is it's like there's so many things left unsaid or left undone. and not having the time, or not having realized or appreciated in your life possibly too during times. You know, it's like everyone growing up, you have like a tragedy where a friend passes, gets in a car accident or something like this. And you always think, you know, or someone you know that's young gets cancer and passes. And then you're like, wow, like they shouldn't have went. They're only like 20. Well, imagine that was you. You're like 25. All of a sudden you find out next week, you know, you're really sick. But you spent 2 years obsessing over someone's success. It just shows you, you know, you should always be grateful for what you have. And you should always just want to make yourself and your family, those around you, happy, you know? Not trying to block others. So, final messages, because I feel like I could say this in circles, but hey, it takes all of us as a collective. Otherwise, it don't mean a thing. It don't mean a thing if not, you know? 9 of Swords, and this is it. The more you stand in that, just know you're going to have some nights where you feel like no one understands you. But you're on the right path because you were divinely chosen to be a leader, to be that way, to voice that. Like, honestly, some of you truly are earth angels on this planet, whether you realize that or not. And also, it's not necessarily a name I would have just sat down and chosen for myself. That was chosen for me. So just know that. Like I said about resonating with divine feminine, if you're divine feminine, you didn't decide to put that crown on. You didn't sit down one day and say, yeah, I wear the crown. I'm the one in charge. Absolutely not. And you know, if anyone's been on my channel for a bit, you could really even see that I've grown into this, because I've been reading tarot for years and I've always been intuitive. But even just having to voice these things to you guys, like, it's something I really had to connect deep with my spirit team, and I still do every day. Is this the message? But you know, it's what has to be done. It's the life purpose here. This current moment, I'm here to teach you guys that you do have the ability to stop the hate around you. And it all starts within you. Within your reactions to showing those haters that those attacks they send you do nothing. Spirit keeps you protected. Eventually they learn they have to either give up, or they need to like really reevaluate their own lives, because they're wasting their own lives focused on yours and giving you blessings while they do it. Like, people might not think, but anytime you sit at home and you think negative thoughts about someone you don't like, anytime you look at a picture, whether you say it out loud or not, do you think that this universe, that divine didn't hear that? Absolutely did. Because everything's all about a vibration and the energy we put out into the world. The Empress, that's you. The Empress energy. That is so beautiful. So, man, you're about to get some big sort of blessing. 7 of Cups, really beautiful. And it's especially, too, because, like I said, you had a girl group or a girl specifically that just thought they wanted to take you out by trying to talk down on you. Look at that. They thought they were going to make themselves a star by truly trying to decrown you, divine feminine. But see, this is the thing. This person took away their own birthright as well. Like, it's like this. I get the vibe you and someone else do something that's similar, and this person just wanted to be the one first. So they thought, well, how could they take advantage of you amongst others? Well, they could make up a bunch of slander and lies about you, and that would sure do it. And maybe it did temporarily, but it really actually just showed you that you could stand completely alone. And even if it was up to, say, 5 to 100 people going at you, all those people are losing their dreams just by trying to mess with the chosen one. So sad. Teach them healing and light. So definitely was an air sign. A lot of air energy in this reading. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This person's just jealous. I mean, there's nothing else to say. I don't even want to read this energy anymore. But see, this person thinks they're so manipulative that, like, collective, I'm telling you, it's like, if you work with this person, they think they have the one up on you somehow. If you live in the same neighborhood with this person, they like watch you or stalk you. Like, they think they're smarter than you, but really it's like, you're not trying to play games with someone so low vibrational. You're trying to focus on your own path. And this is what automatically makes you the star. And this person that tried to make you not look like a star actually just pushes you into the spotlight even more. Wake up calls coming though, seriously. Especially too, like, I get the vibe, so you dealt with someone in the past that they used defamation of character when you already had them blocked because you knew what a low vibrational feminine they were. You knew they were trying to take your masculine. You knew they were trying to take your spot. So you had this person blocked. So what did they do? They went behind your back to a bunch of people you knew, tried to outsmart you, and tried to create some sort of illusion around you. Now, the justice is, however many people they went up against you with, they all watched you overcome it. They all watched you succeed. And that person, they didn't move. They moved for a second, maybe, right into where they thought they would fall into your spot. They fell into a trap. And like I said, this person watches you every day now, could be up to 2 years. And it's like, this person is so sick. They could have been like, well, Divine Feminine's the stalker and Divine Feminine's unoriginal. But meanwhile, it's like, did Divine Feminine ever try and run around and talk maliciously about this person? No. Divine Feminine was focused on getting that bag, getting that dreams going, getting the success that they wanted in their life. And meanwhile, the only way this other person could get an ounce of success was to bash the Divine Feminine. Think about that, while they had them blocked. So they thought they wouldn't even see it. And still, Divine Feminine, if you went through some shit like that and then you just like didn't even deal with it, oh, you bet your butt that's how you got your crown. Because people could have came at you from all angles, all over one jealous female's lies. So it's just funny because it's like, when you are put in a situation where you're either bullied or tried to make look differently than who you truly are, a lot of you, this is how you actually got your crown, and how that person that tried to do that to you, they named themselves a karmic for pretty much ever. Now on this channel, I like to say everyone has a chance to change, but for a lot of you, you've tried to help this person see the light, to see that what they're doing is so wrong, because not because they're blocking your happiness. I mean, literally chuckle like that, because anytime someone thinks they could sit at home or slander someone else to stop them from achieving success, Divine always has a bigger plan. Divine always has a bigger plan in place. I don't think that karmic necessarily believed in Divine or karma, because they wouldn't have done that to you. But yeah, it's like this. So this person could have temporarily had some success, but however it goes, it's like, if they had to make a hate group to take your friends, to take your spot, that's no longer even a spot. They just tried to take something that fell to the ground when they took it. And now you've got a new life path, a new life purpose. And like I said, Divine works in beautiful ways. In a sense, now you're being placed in a spot that no one can touch you. No one can try and block you. And the more they do, the more they're going to realize why they should have never, ever, ever tried to block you. And that's what life's all about. Send them healing, continue to be you, and know that the more these people try and invade your space too, like, as a Divine Feminine, I'm not telling you to ignore everything. If someone has literally made a hate group about you, defamation of character, and even tried to have people send you death threats or anything like this, that person, you can definitely still take, you can do whatever you want with that one. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to sit here as an earth angel and say, okay, yeah, if someone is literally harassing you, stalking you, blocking your business, then clearly karmics like that are literally going to destroy their life trying to block you. That's the sad thing too. Imagine someone would try and either like say they did this to you on a platform or on a social media or something like this, they would literally ruin their life because they tried to make people hate you over a lie. And for a lot of you, this is how you stepped into your knowing of who you are. And it's like divine gave you such a confidence when these people try to break you and leave you out in the cold, that no matter what they said or do moving forward, it doesn't matter. They're going to feel the impact of whatever they try to do to you way more than it's even going to touch you. And that's it. Send them healing and light. Like I said, imagine one feminine. I get the vibe. It's like a feminine turned a group of feminines and masculines against another feminine. All because this person was jealous of their success, their independence, and even the way you looked for some of you. Imagine that. And like people all fell for it. But you know why? Because none of those people were awoken yet. You were the only person who truly saw that life's about being a good person to others. So it's like anyone who came up against you in those attacks didn't have a spot in your life anyway. As a divine feminine, you need to keep going. You don't have room for haters. Send them healing and say, see you later. Yeah, I just made that up right now. What up? But like straight up, this is all I have to say. And maybe you're dealing with like someone who is younger than you. I'm not sure, but I just really get this immature vibe. Like the whole group could have been younger, just less experienced at life, or if not, this feminine. Like maybe you're a feminine with kids and a family, and this feminine wanted your person and doesn't realize, you know, what responsibilities it is to have a family and all that and kids with someone, and could have just kind of came in and tried to like take your person. 2 hours, 20 minutes, 22 seconds on the live. That's definitely someone's story. If you were in a long-term marriage and a feminine tried to come hate on you and take your person, just know that even though it seems like really maybe defeating or like frustrating, you could have been in a very long, I'm feeling like a 10, 20-year marriage. You will have justice for all of this. Well, there you go, Leo. I really hope then you put out that positive energy and make sure you're not hating on anyone, and you will get that life that you're meant to live. But see, if we put out negative energy towards others, and then those that expect blessings from the universe, but sit there and wonder why, it's like because they're hating on others. So yeah, final 2 messages, because we're going to kind of leave it there. I mean, we could go on, but look at this. Rebirth for you. Every single time someone tries to paint you as someone you're not, you will be shown for the person you are. Now with Queen of Pentacles, you're always going to be successful and abundant if you are a truthful person, if you do not try and bring down others' dreams. I mean, I can't even believe I have to make a message about this, guys. Who the heck wants to be a dream stopper in 2022 and expects to have dreams of their own? Like, come on, seriously. It's like this. You see a movie you don't like. Do you go email or call the actors and say, I freaking hate the movie, I'm getting y'all canceled right now? No. And that's what it comes down to. It's like, bro, you're the one out there trying to literally follow your dreams, so you're going to get your dreams. And the dream stoppers are going to keep being miserable karmics 2 hours, 22 minutes, 22 seconds on the live, who haven't come to the full swing realization. The minute they start putting positive energy out into the world, the minute they'll turn around their life and have a rebirth, just like you guys. I'm going to close this reading because honestly, enough is enough, you guys. All I got to say is either you're in this divine energy or you're not, and it's a choice. It's a choice absolutely every single day of our lives. If you truly want to put out good energy, then do it starting tomorrow. If you feel like you haven't been the best person in the past, that's okay. No judgments here. Divine doesn't judge you as long as you change. As long as you accept what you've done and you change. If you continue to be that person, you continue to talk trash about others, to block someone else's achievements, and especially if you ever try and block someone's finances. It doesn't matter if you're a manager trying to cut the hours, send people home, or if you are a coworker trying to lie on someone to take their jobs or their collaborations from them. However it applies for you, just know you will always be in a lack or poverty state for deciding that you are going to control someone else's life. Financial, love, career, however it goes, bro. Hello, Queen Jay-Z. We're just finishing up, hon. But yeah, all this reading really comes down to was just me going on about saying you're a natural born leader, divine feminine, and you're going to get a giant role the more that you see that. And like anyone who comes up against you, you're here to teach them that. Do not ever send the attacks back. Do not ever be petty. And I don't ever want to hear anyone call themselves a divine feminine or masculine again if you ever report people's videos or block them from being happy or trying to take their mans. There is no such thing as a divinity energy in that. So that's all I got to say. And I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in. This reading is very much of substance. Definitely going to hop on a bit and do a masculine reading if you guys need a DF update. But this reading is just really to focus on you and knowing, even if you feel like you were a bully yesterday, man, don't be a bully tomorrow then. You know? And I know a lot of you guys aren't, but we do have a few cross watchers that watch. And hey, you don't have to be a bully. You could have just been someone who was upset that someone else was more successful than you, or someone had your person, or someone had a man you wanted, however it goes. It's called this. The moment that you don't put out that energy into the world, you're going to keep being successful. And you're going to get used to it, because the more you'll get those attacks from people. But it's like, that's part of your lesson in life, is to teach people, dare they come against a divine feminine, they're going to see why they shouldn't try and block someone else from being happy. And it doesn't matter what excuse you could ever make to someone in the world. There's no way that we get to play God on this earth. We're all here just as little sub pieces together, you know? What are we like? We're like ants in the universe. I mean, there's just so much about the universe. Yeah. So just know this, especially too, like truly, if you believe in going to heaven one day, then, you know, it's really all about, if you want to go to a good spot in the afterlife, which, yeah, that absolutely exists. If you want to go, then you better put out that energy now. And especially if you haven't been putting out that energy for your life, it's time for you to really connect with divine and look at what you can change in your life moving forward. Because everyone is forgiven. Everyone gets second chances. But when you choose every day to not be a good person or to block someone else, that's a choice too. The same way that we choose as a collective to literally ignore those attacks and to uplift others. You know? Like, man, be that person. You know someone really doesn't like you. Next time, like I said, you just say, hey, how's it going? People hate that crap. But what? Because you were genuine? Because you truly cared about someone? And if you don't feel comfortable with that, you don't have to do that as well. And I'm not saying go start drama or anything. But I'm just saying, you know, like, be kind. Even to those that you know are really not kind to you. And of course, I'm not saying you're not allowed to have boundaries, okay? If people are invasive of your privacy or really just trying to block you. And I just get the message for someone, it's been going on for a couple of years. You're like, when is this freaking cycle over? Well, it's about to be over because this person's about to realize they just wasted 2 years of their life focused on you, copying you or trying to be like you or take your man. And say it was someone who tried to take your man. It's like the two of you didn't end up with this man because of that. And so that's what this person's realized. And ultimately, too, like as women, how do we expect men to respect us? I never thought that topic was going to come up. But like straight up, ladies, how do you expect that man to respect you if the two people he's playing off of can't actually respect each other and see that he's playing off of them? And I don't know if someone's in that position, but I just feel like every lady or even masculine, you've been in that position in your life where someone's had two options and they've put you in the middle. You know, it's like, do you want to hate each other for it? Or do you want to just realize everyone's only responsible for themselves? Wow. And the stars at the bottom. So that's you guys. The minute you decide to come into that energy, if you don't already feel like you're living that way, your whole life is about to change. And like I said, divine is going to make you a star in the world, because people that actually respect others and are kind to others, regardless of who's in front of them, who's behind them, or what opportunity you're about to get or not get, those are the people that are going to be the most successful in the world. And the people that aren't are the ones that are constantly watching and trying to take from those that are. And that's it. So thank you so much, you guys. Thank you everyone that tuned in. This reading was really intense, and I really wish, honestly, it got more views, because it's actually a very important message to get out. And especially because I feel like a lot of our community, I mean, mostly I would say my main, looking at my analytics, my main audience is mostly women. It's like 60 to 40. So ladies, there's more of you guys in here than there is men. So what does that mean? We need to start this within us. And just by even spreading this awareness within your community, amongst your friends, I mean, hey, you don't have to be like, go check out or I don't expect anything like that. But just say, hey, I heard a really interesting topic, you know. It's so true. If we don't start respecting each other, how the heck do we expect men to treat us on a pedestal? How do you expect men to be loyal to us when they know too that you could literally turn around and like drop one female to go to another one? How do you expect men to respect us? When we start valuing each other and we start valuing ourselves, that's when it's going to happen. And so it all starts within you. And that's it. There's no other messages left to say. Thank you so much to everyone that tuned in. Thank you to the random masculines that tuned in as well. You can also take that from a masculine perspective, as a divine masculine having other masculines jealous. But I just brought it up because as a feminine side, because I'm a feminine, so it's something I felt more knowledgeable to speak upon than, you know, masculine examples. But absolutely, if you're a masculine watching this, leave a comment how, you know, that's really affected you. Maybe it came down to a sports team, a sports scholarship, different stuff like this, right? Like just, or even to do with relationships, being the nice guy over the badass, you know how they say women want a badass who's unavailable and stuff. Okay, well, that mindset's got to go as well. Like, actually, no. Like, it's funny. Women always claim they want someone who will stay and be loyal, but then half the time women go for these unavailable men who don't want to commit. So, ladies, I mean, that's the last thing I'm going to say, but that's a choice within you as well. So, thank you so much for watching. This was a very important message. I really hope you'll like the video and subscribe if you do resonate, and just know, if not, just be nice to the fellow ladies in your life. You don't have to be their BFF, man, but stop spreading so much hate. That's all I got to say, because the more we empower ourselves, the more that one day we will have a voice in this world. And that's it. The more one day that women can be CEOs, presidents, pilots, different things that women don't really fill those roles yet. Because why? If we can't even get along, how are we supposed to convince men to let us have those roles? You know what I mean? And if you could look back on your great grandparents, they would probably be honored the fact that now women can work, women can vote, and all that different stuff. So what it comes down to is, it's like, ladies, man, if we want to stick together and change this world, then it starts within us. So thank you so much, everyone. No more hate and more love. And it's like, next time you see a girl who's got a cool outfit on, you wish you had it, instead of hating, just say, girl, I love that outfit. Where did you get it? Take care, you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Honestly, that message was so unexpected, but it was really beautiful. And I truly feel like it was just so important, because it doesn't matter what age you are in life. Everyone goes through a time where another female hates on them or blocks them in some way. And instead of being mad at the other female for doing it, we all just got to look at ourselves and take accountability and move forward together. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Sending everyone a light and beautiful blessing of a night. Take care. And I hope you go watch your cheesy show or whatever you do to unwind, have a bubble bath, or maybe even just call your girlfriend, man, or someone from your past who you knew was a hater and just say, I forgive you. Take care, you guys. Thank you so much. And I wish you all success. This is it. The more ladies realize, instead of blocking each other's success, business, boyfriends, life purpose, or even just overall sense of happiness. You know, I even get the girls that love to troll your videos and stuff. Like, oh, you look too good on Instagram. We're going to put a bunch of fake Instas or something. Bro, why? If you put all that energy into yourself, ladies, it's like you would shine so freaking bright. And man, wouldn't we be seen in a more positive light by the men? I think so. But hey, to each their own. Sending light and blessings to all of you. Have a good night.